Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
Okay, now I have this on. Welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. As we have everybody's complaining about the. Hey, listen, something's going on right now because apparently I have. Do I have another YouTube open here? I'm hearing myself in double. Yeah, see, something's wrong here. Hold on. We got to figure something out here. Why am I hearing myself in double? Is anybody else hearing that? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Now I gotta try to change everything here. I don't know what's going on. Why do I hear myself twice? Oh, I think I know why. That's why. I had something on that I wasn't supposed to have on. There we go. Now we're fixed. Jeez. What a mess that was. Lloyd in the chat says, hold on, folks, he has dementia. I do. It's the early onset dementia. It's here. The early onset Alzheimer's is there. It's not a black screen. Lloyd, shut up. I know that's not the case. I was just hearing double, and I didn't know why. And I had to mute I was muting things, and I muted myself, unfortunately, because I was trying to figure out where the hell was that other sound coming from. It was coming from Discord, because I was playing around on there. I didn't have it. ELS in the chat says, technical difficulties. Please stand by. Absolutely. Welcome, everybody, to Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, and we're here to watch the Steelers and the Bengals in an AFC North divisional battle. What has been dubbed by Cam Hayward the Icy Hot Bowl, as we have old-ass Aaron Rodgers versus old-ass Joe Flacco, both of which are younger than I am, but I'm going to call them old-asses because it makes me feel better about myself. I get to call old rich people who have played in the National Football League for almost 20 years each now, and who have won a Super Bowl each. I get to say, old people, so it makes me feel just a little bit better. Lloyd, I know I'm showing. Stop it. You too. Stop it. I already saw it. The reason I heard the double was because I saw the stream going in another Discord that was there that I had on because I posted the link in there. So stop. I hate my chat room sometimes. Although if you do want to join us in the chat room's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you're doing. We also have I'm so messed up. If you want to help us out, if you want to be a friend to the show, you can do that by going to the top of the chat, which we do have our friends in there, and you can also go to the description below. We have a link for our donation station. We have a link for our merch store, which got brand new merch in it. We've got a Chicago Pope shirt. If you're big on the Bears, won 3 in a row, so they're looking pretty good. I hate my chat. I really do hate my chat sometimes. I love it, but I hate it. Oh, dear sweet Lord. Oh, shit. I didn't even see that. ELS in chat letting us know Ace Frehley has died at the age of 74. No shit. ELS, pay them no mind. The troll twins in there, the hamster and Lloyd, trying to start shit. Trying to start trouble already. They're already starting trouble. Just because I didn't have the stream ready to go and was kind of lost for a minute because I don't know how to work technology. They think they can just go and be all funny guys and say a whole bunch of trolly shit. You can't. I'm onto your game. I'm onto your shit. Yeah, I do look at I do look like a groundhog because my hair is all kind of weird and spiky today. Like I don't know what's going on with the old balding head here. So that's just it is what it is. Lloyd, if you can't see me, then I'm either John Cena or you have unfortunately you have a good affliction in which then you don't get to see me, which is fine because as has often been said, I do have a face for radio. I got a voice for radio, but I also do have the face for radio as well. ELS said, I'm a little frustrated because we were supposed to have a group call. I put into a group chat 3 times that we had a call and no one joined. You mean like in our Discord, or you like just in general? You have a separate group that you talk to, and nobody in that particular group went because I don't know. I didn't see anything about a group chat there. Jesus Christ, Lord, I really do. You know. I love my chat, but I hate my chat. It's fantastic. Which, by the way, you can come and join our chat with our lovely people in there. We've got Hamster. We've got Lloyd, obviously. We've got ELS. Crafty was in there before, yelling about how he was anticipating the long intro, which I shortened just for him, and he still bitches about it. So, like I said, I think I'm gonna make a 6-hour intro. I'm legitimately gonna make a 6-hour intro. It's just gonna be a countdown clock. Like I told him, it'll be a 6-hour countdown clock, and I'll just have like a slideshow of like Taylor Swift pictures and like NFL logos interspersed, and I'll just do that. Maybe I'll put in Olivia Rodrigo every now and then. You know, you gotta have variety. Variety is the spice of life. And I'll do that. Hamster says, "Time him out." That's over. Oh, God. It's going to be a fun one. I can already tell it's going to be a fun one tonight. It's going to be a fun one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I can't wait. Oh, God. Oh, in your own fantasy football league? Yeah. Well, I'm glad we were able to get a trade done in the old STFU. I was able to trade and get my boy Jack. Well, here's the thing. I kind of wanted to get Jackson Dart anyway because I'm a Giants fan, so I was, I'm blinded by the blue, of course. Big blue. But also, Josh Allen is on a bye this week, and my other quarterback that I had from the draft was Justin Fields. So I needed a quarterback desperately. I needed a quarterback for this week. And I was looking around, and the only ones that were really on waivers are everybody's a backup. And I was just like, I don't know if I really, nah. And so I started looking around for maybe a trade partner. I saw you had Jackson Dart on the bench. Was able to go ahead and work out a trade. One that, thank God, the AI kind of said was a bit of an even trade. So I was like, all right, good, even trade. Nobody's getting screwed over on this one. Bing, bang, boom. Get it done. And so now I have a quarterback for this week. Good old Jackson Dart. Hopefully he has another good week and doesn't do like a good week, bad week situation like he did with New Orleans. So we'll see how we do on a fantasy football front. By the way, did anybody ever figure out who Ty is in the picks? I don't know because I've never seen a Ty in the chat unless that's somebody else's name. Unless that's Lloyd under a different name because I know Lloyd's got like 17 different names. He's Lloyd here. He's Felix in the Discord. I don't know if that's him or not. But I don't know. I have no idea. Lloyd in the chat says, Hamster, I don't think it was ELS that scared Crafty off. I think it was that dude on the screen. The dude with the weird stringy hair. Only on top is it weird and stringy. On the sides and back, it's lusciously full. That's just male pattern baldness for you. What are you going to do about that? Oh, Ty's your lady friend. Well, she won the picks last week, so good for her. She kicked ass. And she won last week. So now we've got because I updated the belt in the Discord for the weekly picks. So we've got ELS won week 1. I won week 2 and 3. Hamster won week 4. Jimbo won week 5. And now Ty, your lady friend. Hamster's good old lady friend, with the breasts and the uterus and everything. She won week 6, and now we're already here in week 7, which means that we're right almost at the halfway point of the NFL season already. Goes by quick, goes by fast. Everybody, we told you, it goes by fast. Steelers are going to get the ball first here. And that's going to get the Steelers up to about the 30-yard line. And here comes Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lloyd, I was bald for all of last year. I shaved my head all this year. This didn't start growing out until like fucking January. Well, a little before that. Rodgers on first down, throws out of the backfield. That's going to be caught and gain of 3-4 yards there on first down for the Steelers. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go. Jalen Warren with the reception out of the backfield there. 2nd and 6. They did give him the 4 yards there. Rodgers back throws, gets that off to, is that Muth? Well, it doesn't matter because before the play even got started, we had ourselves a flag. Fryer, it was 81. Smith, who actually was offside. So play doesn't count. Jonnu Smith. And we get our first flag of the game. Second and 11 after the penalty here. Rodgers had all day to throw and then just chucks it into the dirt. So 3rd and 11. I don't know what's going on with this chat tonight, but I love it already. We got Hamsters being sarcastic. Lloyd's talking about my spirit animal is the Scrotomosaurus. Then ELS saying, "Do you want a sword up your ass?" This is a way to start a Thursday. I love it. Keep that energy up. Whoa, deep ball caught. DK Metcalf with a massive gain on 3rd and 11 as the Steelers now are in Bengals territory. They went from their 30-yard line on 3rd and 11. Where are they going to spot this? That's all the way down in the 31 of the Bengals. Holy shit. What a throw. And again, like, come on. You look at that and tell me that Aaron Rodgers still isn't the fucking man. Tell me Aaron Rodgers still isn't the fucking man. That guy is the most accurate fucking passer, maybe the most talented quarterback that's ever played football. Warren's going to get the carry here and get about 6 or 7 yards on that 6-7. Do what the kids do, 6-7. Frustrated ELS is fun, ELS. I like this. I need some coffee. It's a little chilly. Finally, we got some chilliness here in the Northeast. Currently 55 degrees here. Oh, without it. Come on, Hamster. That's not even a question. But Aaron Rodgers is better than most anybody. Like I said, Warren with the carry, and he's going to slice, and he's going to dice himself to the 14-yard line. And the Steelers, after getting into a little bit of a hole after a penalty, in which they were facing a 3rd and 11. Now all the way down for a 1st and 10 from the Bengals' 14-yard line. I was gonna say last week at this time last week the Giants were fucking kicking the Eagles' ass. So I have to be healed from the last 15 years of Giants performances, not just a week or two here, Lloyd. Whoa! Warren with the carry again down to the 10-yard line. Gets kind of clotheslined down there. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Lloyd, let's be honest. I know everybody like trolling everybody else in there, but that game, the Falcons game, that was not a fluke. That was a dominating performance from the Falcons defense against that Bills offensive line. They controlled that Bills offense. They really did. 2nd and 6. Rodgers back, looks, throws, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Connor Hayward, the intended receiver, the tight end / fullback. We got to get full-time fullbacks back in the NFL. That's why I like Scatterbo. Scatterbo is definitely a all-stot kind of throwback there. Justice for fullbacks. So 3rd and 6. Hey, buddy boy, we got a Clanker in the chat. Great to see you, Clanker. Thank you so much for stopping by. Rodgers trying to find some time. Boy, he's got time. He can move. He can run. He looks, throws, cut, touchdown, Jonnu Smith. And the Steelers are on the board. Steelers. The Steelers. And just like that, opening drive touchdown again after being back on their own 30 and a 3rd and 11. Hamster goes, that's game. with the Bengals could be. With the Bengals it might be. Snap, hold, kick, good. 7-0. Pittsburgh Steelers lead over the Cincinnati Bengals. Here on Thursday Night Football, 10:51 remaining in the first. Lloyd agrees. He says, yeah, no, that's game. It seriously is. That's game. No, that was me. I was leading one at a time. I was bored. I figured I'd go ahead and do that. I mean, like, instead of trying to, because that's the thing. On mine, at least anyway, on here, it doesn't give me the option to do this like a full ban. It's like you could put someone in a timeout. You can remove the message. Or you can just like hide them. But like I don't want to hide them because then I still see it. I don't want to see that, It doesn't allow you to really ban them. I mean, you could report for spam, I guess. I guess that does the same thing. It does the same thing. It all does the same thing. Lloyd, are you going to change your name to a bot? Is that what you're going to do? Since you were Lloyd Goonmiss the other day, are you going to do a thing where you're going to change your name to a bot name? Lloyd Clankmiss, you little clanker. Joe Flacco. Remember when Joe Flacco was getting pissed because people were calling Eli Manning elite and he felt like he was elite and people should call him elite? Joe Flacco was never elite. I just want to point that out there. He was efficient. He was a good game manager. Joe Flacco wasn't elite. I think can we agree on that? Can we all agree on that? Like Joe Flacco's not an elite quarterback. I mean, especially not now, but I don't think he ever was. Kickoff return, going to get to the 27-yard line there for the Snow Tigers. The Bengals wearing their all-white kind of Siberian tiger outfit. I mean, it's sharp. It's cool. I do like it. It's one of those few things where it's like the icy white that's actually pretty sharp and fits, you know. So I like it. Joe Burrow looking like a homeless man on the sidelines, kind of like myself. I like that. Thanks for making the look be cool, Joe Burrow. Thank you very much. Now I feel less like a slob because Joe Burrow kind of looks like a slob too. A lot different from his Paris Fashion Week, where he has the full suit, but the back is missing because it's fashion or whatever. Second and 8 after a 2-yard run on first down. The Bengals' run game is last, 30th, 31st, and 29th in the last 4 years. And it doesn't seem like that's going to change. Oh, Flacco gets sacked.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Not a great start. Not a great start. Keanu Benton there in the backfield. So 3rd and 14 now. Flacco back, looks, throws over the middle, caught! And that's going to be T. Higgins with the catch, and that's going to be a first down. So both teams were in 3rd and long during their drives, their first set of downs, and they were able to convert. I was wondering why my chat wasn't loading. Yeah, I know. I just noticed for some reason my chat wasn't loading. I think when I ban somebody, my chat stops. That's going to be a 4-yard run there on first down. Okay, now I get to actually see question 1, so I'll get that up there in a second. I'm sorry, yeah, no, for some reason the chat that runs through OBS here, if I try to do something on it, it shuts down. It's fucking weird. 2nd and 6. Flacco throws T, and that's going to be 3rd and 6 now coming up here. By the way, the first question that ELS put up there was, what team won the NFC East Division in 2011. In 2011? That wasn't the Redskins, was it? I don't think so. Probably the Cowboys. I'd say Cowboys. I wasn't the Giants because the Giants had to go on the road all that year. Third and 6, thrown, caught. Jamar Chase catches it, but it's going to be short of the first down. 4th down, near midfield for the Bengals. Are they going to go for it or are they going to punt? Was it the Giants? Did the Giants really win that year? What did we play in the first round? Did we play the Falcons in the first round that year at home? I don't remember. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I was thinking of 2007. I didn't think we won a division in 2011. That year we won the Super Bowl. Punt is away, and Steelers going to return it up to the 27-yard line. Lloyd says King didn't remember that because the Giants have been ass. Kind of. Yes, it's been so much bad. I can't honestly remember when the last time we won a division is, because that was the last time we won a division. So, no, I do remember that. I was watching that game at my parents' house. That last game, I was like, boy, we got to win. Boy, we got to win. Boy, we got to win. It's like, oh, we got in at 9-7, but we did win, and we had won earlier that year too, because I was watching that game with a friend of mine in a bar, and they were a Cowboys fan, and I don't know how they were still friends with me because I was obnoxious as shit because the Cowboys missed a field goal to lose that game, and I ran around the bar like a fucking moron. I don't know how people still were friends with me. I really don't. That's probably why I don't have too many friends. To be honest with you, there's probably a reason why I have like one or two friends. That person, though, that I'm talking about is still one of the friends that I still stay in contact with. But Crafty says, even when the Giants win a Super Bowl, they still... No, we don't. Listen, when we win a Super Bowl, we win it against like the best teams. We beat the Bills, who were supposed to destroy us in 1990. We beat the Patriots, who were the team of destiny, the undefeated Patriots, in 2007. And we beat them again in 2011, which everybody said, oh, it's the revenge game for Tom Brady. Bullshit. He can eat shit. He can eat Mario Manningham's big, giant dick. ELS, like I would say this when it comes to the trivia. Anyway, just do the. Don't ask for like anything like that. Like do the like. I understand like you want to do the Jeopardy thing, but I think that's I don't know. I think just ask the questions. I think we'll be fine with it. But as long as ELS, as long as Crafty's into it, all right, fine. Listen, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue. Go nuts. Go nuts. If everybody else likes it, go nuts. I just don't like it because I was like negative 15,000 fucking last game. It just showed how dumb I was. I'm a dummy. I know a few things. Like I said, I don't even know when the Giants won. I could have sworn we didn't win the division that year. I could have sworn we did it. That's an excellent question. ELS, question 2 here for trivia. He said, who holds the record for most passing yards in a Super Bowl? So most, not cumulative Super Bowl, in a single Super Bowl, who holds the record for most passing yards? Is it because it has to be something from a team that was down or a team that probably lost. First down and 10. It's going to be Warren again, and he's going to scoot for 12 yards on first down. That was a bit of a scoot. He was scooting. And it goes from the Pittsburgh 26 to the 38-yard line. I don't know. I don't think it was. I honestly don't think it was Brady. It could be. Watch, he's going to pay. It was Tom Brady. I was going to say like Elway or I'll say Elway. Because I think there was a game where Elway needed to, like they were throwing because they were down. Maybe it was 22 against the Redskins. I'll go Elway just because. Just to be different. Just to be different. It's my punk answer. I'll go John Elway. Second and 4 after a 6-yard gain there. It was Tom Brady. All right, so. I don't think it was Tom Brady. I really don't think it was Tom Brady. Answer Tom Brady. Fuck. Second and 4. 6:18 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Aaron Rodgers under center. Flea flicker time for the Steelers. And he just throws it into the ground. That did not go the way they wanted. Uh-oh. Aaron Rodgers is yelling at Warren. How dare you? This was not... You flea flicked too early. He's so mad. He's such a mad old man. He really is get off my lawn. What are you doing? You got to go a little further, let a little time go, then flick it back to me. What are you doing? You just took it, and then you flipped it right back too quick. There's no time. Nobody knew what was going on. I love old man Aaron. I do. Rodgers takes the snap. He's looking to throw. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Jonnu Smith was the intended receiver. There is no flag. It is 4th and 4. The Steelers are going to have to punt. Predators are winning their game. What are my Devils doing? What are my sweet, sweet Diablos up to? Last I looked, we were losing, which I don't like. Hey, we tied it up 1-1 against the Panthers right now in our home opener. Let's go Diablos. Punt is away. And the Bengals, fair catch at their own, where is it going to mark it? 16, 17-yard line? Looks like it's going to be about the 17-yard line. Aaron's upset. Dude, you gotta take an edible. Relax. You gotta take an Eddie. Dude, I'm sorry. I think that would be one of the coolest things ever, just to sit there and just rip bong with fucking Aaron Rodgers and talk about the fucking universe and aliens and shit. Like, who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to do that? Says the old balding man who looks like a fucking hippie from 1972. I get it. Big surprise. I think that'd be fucking cool. By the way, did you see the Amazon, the new Amazon documentary? I think it is. Yeah, it's on. It's going to be on Prime about the non-human intelligence that's been covered up for 80 years, and they've got new evidence and new witnesses and all that kind of shit. Listen, I'm a fan of a good conspiracy. Here's the thing. I don't believe a lot of conspiracy theories, but if anybody's ever read the CIA files of the shit that they've actually released, not just about aliens, but like look at MK Ultra and the heart attack gun and half the other shit they've done, and that's the shit they've released. It's like there's some conspiracy theories that are true, so I'm very excited for that. I'm good for. I'm always open for a good conspiracy theory, especially aliens. Give me some fucking aliens or interdimensional beings. Let's go. I'm excited. Question 3 here from ELS. Who recovered the Holy Roller? Oh, was that was Bolitnikov. It was either Casper or Bolitnikov. I think it was Bolitnikov. Hamster says, I can't call you the Googling Gooner anymore after the way you've been answering these trivia questions, which is what I told. Hamster said, King is high. Not yet. Not yet. I have the old tin here of Edwards, just in case. We'll see how this game goes. We will see how the game. For now, it's the stimulants. For now, it's the coffee. The coffee's doing work. The coffee's in. It's working overtime. Probably gonna have to brew more for the second half. You got to stay up. You got to stay ready. And cocaine is illegal. So, and it's got fentanyl in it now. Like, who wants that? You know what I mean? Don't you miss the old days where people were mixing, what was it, a baby formula in there to cut it up? Now they're using fentanyl. People are fucking dying from it. Bullshit. You can't even do a line of coke anymore without, worrying for your life. Nonsense. Just drink a lot of coffee, I guess. What? That hamster is roasting me? I read that, Lloyd. Oh, wait, you read something? Oh, okay. King being ass at answering like the Giants. I don't know how the Giants answer things. The Giants are an ass right now. We had one good game, so that means that we're the greatest team in the NFL right now. Lloyd, don't you know that? 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard gain there on first down for the Bengals. They changed the rules because of the Holy Roller there. That you can't. That's why you can't advance a fumble. The only person who can advance the fumble is the person who fumbled the ball now. That's because of the Holy Roller. Flacco tries to get it to Chase. A little bit of hand fighting, incomplete, but there is, as you can tell on your screen, a flag. Pass interference on the Steelers. Part of the foul. It was, I said it was either Casper or Biletnikoff. I said Biletnikoff. Damn. Look at my gross here. I might just put a fucking hat on. Yeah. Stop messing around with my gross ass hat. There we go. Much better. Now it's not all wild. I should probably get a haircut. Should probably do that. Oh! Flacco just overthrows Jamar Chase. He tried to make a very acrobatic catch. Was unable to do so. And 2nd and 10 coming up from the Cincinnati 39. 5:09 remaining here in the first quarter. Crafty in the chat. Fentanyl killed the snorting coke stars. Well, no, because here's the thing. Like the rich, like the celebrity people, like, you know, your Taylor Swifts, your Charlie XCXs, the ones that I'm thinking off the right head, Maddie Healy, you know, that gross fuck. Those motherfuckers, they get the pure uncut shit. Like they get the fucking bricks like from the hills of Colombia, you know. Juan Valdez gives them great coffee and great cocaine right from the hills of Colombia. It's right there, ready to go, you know. It's everybody else, you know, the street level cokehead, you know, that's really got to worry about the fentanyl shit, you know. Hamster says ELS just making up numbers now. Third and 5 coming up here for the Bengals. Throw cut, and that's going to be a first down in Pittsburgh territory for the Cincinnati Bengals. Noah Fant with the reception. Look at ELS being Alex Trebek in there. He's got everything there set and ready to go. JeopardyLabs.com. I have a feeling you should just like run through those and just give us the. Oh, what are you doing? You got to hold on to that ball. Unbelievable. You're the Bengals. You need to hold on to that. Chase Brown, wide open in the middle. There's nobody around for like 15 yards. He's got a 15-yard halo of just green turf in front of him, and he could just go forever. More like 20. Like, Jesus Christ. And you just drop the ball. Like, that's inexcusable. You're in field goal range with that if you complete that and then finish getting the yak. Oh. Now they hand it off to Pirine. And they get a gain of about 4. So it's going to be 3rd and 6 upcoming. Maybe only 3rd and 7 possibly. Lloyd says, I'm jumping in here before ELS tells us some dark-ass shit. Yeah, ELS had that little, that whatever roller coaster thing he was talking about that one day. Shit got dark. Shit got dark real quick. Up, and we've got flags. Flag. So it looks like that's going to be offsides on the Bengals. Number 71. Moving a little too quickly for everybody else's liking. Where's my clothes? Move my clothing over here. Third 11, reaching, and I thought he came down with it, but that is incomplete. Iosivas. I know his name is, I've heard it pronounced. I just always fuck it up. I think it's Iosivas. Either way, that's 2 passes that the Bengals had in this drive that were dropped that should have been caught. I don't know if that would have been a first down, but now facing 4th and 11 from the 50, the Bengals are going to punt. And away it is. And that ball is going to be fair caught at the 12 and then hit. That might be a flag, and it is. That's going to be kick, catch, interference on the Bengals, and that's going to be 15 yards added to the end of the kick. Yeah, add 15 yards from the end of where that was. So where was that going to be, on the 12? So now that's going to be on the 27. That's a big, 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 big change in field position. ELS letting us know the current forecast for the Dolphins-Browns game in Cleveland is for 94% chance of rain with up to 50 to 60 miles an hour wind. That's what I want to see. That's why domes suck. Cleveland's building a dome. Why? So that we can't see football in proper fucking Midwest October weather? Bullshit. This is why we need open stadiums. Minnesota should have an open stadium. Buffalo, they got an open stadium. They're building a brand new one, like $2 billion. Guess what? Open skies. Why? Because they're not fucking pussies. That's why. Hamster says, Dolphins like water. They'll be fine. Question number 4 here from ELS. How many quarterbacks were drafted before future Hall of Famer Dan Marino in 1983? He was, I want to say 3. I think there was 3. Because that was, you had Elway, you had Kelly, you had Marino, and I think you had 1 or 2 others, yeah. But I think Marino was picked he was like either the 3rd or 4th quarterback pick, so that would be either 2 or 3 ahead of him. I'll say 3. I'll stick with 3. Crafty says 5. Lloyd says 5. Elway, Kelly. Yeah, Tony. It was 5. Look at that. Now it's just see, because that's the thing. I don't Google like you guys. I have to just use it from my brain. Hamster, why are you doing that? See, this is the problem, Hamster. And we were talking about this. Me and Lloyd were talking about this. A couple of people were talking about this. Everybody starts having a little bit of fun. Everybody starts doing stuff, and then you get too excited. You're kind of like Cam Scatterbo when you see a box of crayons. You get too excited, and you just you go a little too far. You go a little too pew. You go a little too off. And that wasn't me. I didn't put you in a timeout. That was ELS. Don't blame me for that one. Be mad at Alex Trebek. Don't be mad at me. He's going to get so mad. Gets so mad. He gets so mad when he gets put in timeout. Tony Eason, yeah. He did. He took him to the Super Bowl. Give Eason that. I am glad that we did get to see Pat the Patriot in a Super Bowl. Just a shame they got, their ass kicked in by the goddamn Chicago Bears, who were a monster that year. But it's going to be caught by Jono Smith, and that's going to be a first down for the Steelers, facing a 2nd and 6. They gained about 8 yards on that play. 1st and 10. I really do miss the Pat the Patriot uniforms. Those really are good. Like, if they did like just an updated Pat the Patriot look, I think they'd be fine. The Flying Elvis has seen his day, but the problem is when you win 6 Super Bowls with that logo, like it's never gonna get changed. Unfortunately. Got a pitch out here. Oh! Gainwell gets the carry, and he's going to get just about 10 yards. I think that's another first down for the Steelers, and he almost got decapitated. Jesus Christ. Lloyd. Relax. Oh, thank you for joining us, everybody. By the way, here on Thursday night, as we're watching along here, our Thursday Night Football with the Steelers and the Bengals. My name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you want to come join us in the chat is open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. If the boys in there are a little rambunctious tonight. I don't know what's gotten into them. They got a little antsy in their fancy. Maybe they were doing a syrup challenge. I have no idea. Pitch out to Gainwell again. Gainwell is going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no further on that play. If you want to help us out at all, please, you can do so. A couple of free ways you can do that. Hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously. You can hit that share button. Share us around to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers, to maybe your boss or an HR department. That would probably help as well. Nothing could go wrong with that from them seeing me talk about, gooning or whatever it was. What was it we were talking about last week? It was like just some weird gooning shit. Maybe it was Taylor Swift involved. I have no idea. But yeah, share us around. Helps us out. And of course, if you have not hit that subscribe button, please hit that. Get us up there to the point where we can get monetized. I think it's 1,000. So we're still a long way away, but you can help us out by just hitting those 3 buttons, and those are free, absolutely free. No cost to you whatsoever. So you can help us out. Thank you so very much for that. If you do want to help us out a little bit more, we do have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. We got brand new merch in the store. We got the Chicago Pope shirt in there, along with Jackson Dart shirt and Bengals Sell the Team shirt. We've got a bunch of stuff in there. So again, it's kind of like donating, except you get something cool to go with it. So Lloyd in the chat saying, yeah, come on, join us. We do a little trolling, but it's all in good fun. ELS is... Hope you, Hamster and Lloyd, be ready. A very hot sword is heading for your ass. Not joking. Prepare your asses for a red hot poking. Sounds like an Eagles getting ready for the tush push. By the way, that's the end of the first quarter with the Steelers driving. It's the 3rd and 4 on the Cincinnati 43-yard line as we're getting ready to start the second quarter already. See, ELS, I would have thought it would have been a sword. I would have thought it would have been a train. I would have thought been like, yo, you better lube up, man. I'm sending the Amtrak fucking Excella special right up your ass. Get ready for that fucking Conrail diesel. I figured that would have been the way we go. Crafty says it's like donating, but without the tax write-off. Kind of. And I get so little of it. Whatever you like, because whatever the prices are in the store, I think it's like for like a T-shirt, it's like $26, $28, whatever it is. Like I think for every shirt that's sold, I see like $7 of that. Everything else goes to the fucking site and to the manufacturers. I don't see any of it really. So, donating is a little bit more direct, which is fun. But it's I like the merch store idea. I really do. I like creating stuff and trying to do cool shirts and cool things like that. Cool shit, as Perna would say. I like to do shit like that. But the return. Now, the good thing is I don't have to put out any cost to have it manufactured. So that's what it is that cost has to be eaten up. And I get that. So that's fine. So while I get $5, $7, whatever it is per shirt sale, whatever it is, that's fine. I don't get it. I mean, I get it. It's all right. I think it would be cool to see guys walking around with my fucking shirts on. I think that would be cool. Guys or gals or whoever, You could buy your lady friend there a nice shirt from the Stay Tuned Sports merch store there, Hamster. Have her walking around in oh wait, do I have any? I got to get some Falcon stuff in there for you. I got to figure something. I got to figure out a design for the Falcons for ELS for Hamster, so that he can put that in there. 3rd and 3. That's going to be Warren who gets it, and that's going to be, looks like he got over there for the first down. It appears to be as we start the second quarter here. By the way, question 5 in the chat. What city hosted the coldest Super Bowl ever? I think that was... Here's the thing. That could be a trick question because it could be Super Bowl 45 because there was the ice storm in Dallas that caused the whole big fucking problem and everything like that. But I'm going to say it was actually Super Bowl 9, Steelers versus Vikings at the Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. I think that was the coldest Super Bowl that was ever recorded. Because the one they had in the fucking Meadowlands in the middle of February was like 60 fucking degrees. It was actually really nice. They were all saying, oh, you might get rain or snow, or it might be icing. It'll be a whole thing. It's going to be a bad weather Super Bowl. Woo! Can't wait. February in the New York City area. It's going to be crazy. It turned out to be perfect. Blue skies all day. The night was perfect. No bad wind. And it was like 60 degrees. Told you. Look at that. Don't ever doubt me, except for when I'm wrong, and always doubt me. Second and 7. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw over the middle to Jonnu Smith, and Jonnu Smith is going to get the first down on 2nd and 7. He gets about 10 yards. And the Steelers are marching down the field yet again. They're in field goal range, clearly for Boswell already. Pecan in the chat says, Green Bay should host the Super Bowl. They absolutely should. We need more outdoor Super Bowls. Timeout by the Bengals. The Bengals called timeout. Pecan, by the way, our leader in the clubhouse when it comes to donating. We just talked about the donations and the merch store, the difference between them and all that kind of shit. Pecan, currently the leader in the clubhouse, has donated $110. If you want to get your name in the ticker, just like Pecan's name is as well. See, that's where you can donate. BuyMeACoffee.com/StayTunedSports or ST Sports, sorry. You do that. Top donator, Pecan, 110. You want to get your name in a ticker like that? Donate more than $110, and your name will go into the ticker. I promise you. But again, any and all donations are welcome, and we certainly do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I don't think the tomfoolery is over there, Lloyd. That's what I mean. Pecan missed a lot of the tomfoolery, but it seems like you guys are in a rambunctious mood on this Thursday evening. It's very a bunch of rambunctious little youngsters in there. That's going to be about a 9-yard gain there on 1st and 10 from Miller with the reception. Sorry, Miller. Yeah, it's Scotty Miller. That's what I said. That's what I said. Miller. You still, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I've seen stranger things. It seems like 10 years ago they had the fucking last season. I don't know what they're doing. Warren. Oh, he changes field to the 10, to the 5. That's a touchdown for the Steelers. Maybe it is over. I don't know. Oh, we got a flag, though. Hold on. We'll take the touchdown back because we got a flag. Holding on the Steelers. So there was a touchdown, but it's not. It's not. Instead of being a score, it's a flag, and it's a 10-yard penalty. Yes, I'm sorry. I can't stop saying flag the way Tom Grossi says it. I don't know why. It's just a thing. I'll get there. I'll change it. Guy's catchy. What do you want? There's a reason why that guy's got 1 million fucking subscribers, and I have 256. I think, unless somebody else subscribed since then, which is a very good possibility. Rodgers, he did a little scrambling on that one. Then does a nice baseball slide. We did maybe, I don't know. ELS, he just might be again. ELS he does like 10 different things. Are the Brewers playing today? He might be watching some of the Brewers game too. So after 2nd and 11, after that scramble from Aaron Rodgers, it's 3rd and 5. They have to get to the 17-yard line for a first down. They're currently at the 22. Trips over to the left. Rodgers takes the snap. He scrambles away from the piss-poor Bengals pass rush. Throws, and they're going to say it's caught, but it's about a half a yard short of the first down. Gainwell got the reception. Do the Steelers go for it? It's the Bengals. Fucking go for it. What are you doing? That's what I say. Oh, yeah, fuck the field goal. Go for it. It's 4-1. It's the Bengals. It's the Bengals. If you're ever going to do Madden, this is where you do Madden. Go Madden on them. A stadium. Oh. And they run the Superman sneak again there with Aaron Rodgers just sitting in the backfield. We do have a flag down. They're calling the right guard. They're calling the stick of deodorant for being offsides. So it goes from a 4th and a half a yard to 4th and 6. That's no more offsides than the Eagles are. They called that, but they won't call it on the Eagles doing a tush push? What fucking nonsense? They'll call that. But the Eagles do that same exact shit all the time, and they don't call it. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that fucking nonsense. Field goal's up, and it is good. Just another reason to say fuck the Eagles. Refs are in the Eagles' fucking pocket, man. Refs are in the Eagles' pocket. And if you ever needed to know what, how much, right there. That tells you everything you need to know. Why am I hearing? I'm hearing like 20 different things. Like, this is weird. Oh, they're not playing. They did play. They did play today. Dodgers won 3-1 over the Brewers. Or did they? What is? Yeah, this seems weird. Oh, why does it still say 2-0 for the final? Then it's 3. Then LA should be leading 3-0. Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, 3. Okay, so the Dodgers do lead 3-0. That sucks. I wanted to see the Brewers in there. I like the Brewers look. Got to get listen. Every now and then, Pecan, you got to get a you got to get a hot poke in the ass. Apparently, nobody clipped that. Every now and then, you just need a hot poke in the ass. Hey, Toon Sports Chat. That's true, Hamster. I did say that. Because ELS is all about the trains. So if somebody's going to run a train on you, it's going to be ELS. Question 6 in the chat here from our good friend ELS. What player coined the term sack? That was Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones did that, baby. He also did the head slap, which was banned because of him, because he was just single-handedly causing more CTE than any human in history. Oh, Hamster, I would have had, considering how old ELS is and considering, big run there from Cincinnati. 23-yard gain all the way up to the 50-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the Bengals. Chase Brown with the carry. Deacon Jones, baby. Yeah, Hamster, I think I was still a virgin when ELS was born. Yeah, I was what one would call a late bloomer. So, yeah, I didn't get laid into my 20s. Being 500 pounds kind of put a damper on the old sex life, That Bengals take another time out here. Ow. Hit the mic again. First quarterback to be traded midseason within the division since 1974. Why do I hear? Why is there video going? There's random ass fucking voices. Oh my God! Oh, you want to see a dead body? Oh my God! Oh, Clark just laid the boom down on Brown. And I know that sounds corny, but I don't give a shit. There's no other way to describe. Oh my God! Oh, cut him in half. Hanson says, punching the mic is good luck, though, even though I don't think anybody really cares about this game. Not really, I suppose. An old friend of mine is a big Bengals fan, but he's kind of a douchebag, so. That's not fair. He really wasn't a douchebag. Our mutual friend that we knew that we used to work with, he was a douchebag. But give a little Bronx cheer there to Iosivas for actually holding on to a ball. Iosivas? I don't know how to say his fucking name. Flacco throws over the middle. Caught! And Chase gets it right at the 30-yard line, and that's going to be a first down and 10 for the Bengals. Bengals moving the ball. They're driving here. Brown down. Dude, what a hit that was. Jesus Christ. Flacco in shotgun. Quick throw out to Chase, who bobbles it, then catches it, and gets 8 yards. How that wasn't either just dropped or then when intercepted when he's tipping it up in the air. They only gave him 7 yards on that? What? Like, that's not what the ball went. Whatever. Bad spot by the officials. That's all I'm going to say. Steelers were showing pressure, and it looks like there was some movement on the Bengals side there. And they're going to be on Ilstavas again. Is that how you say his fucking name? I don't know. Oh, Yoshivas. That makes more sense. Brown, he's going to carry it on 2nd and 8. Wait, it wasn't an offside, or was it an offside? Yeah. Oh, it wasn't offside, yeah, because it was 3 and then it was 8. Okay, I was wondering what the fuck was going on. Either way, it doesn't matter because the Bengals get a first down. Pecan in the chat says, let's go, Flacco! Flacco, Joe Flacco! We loved him in Baltimore, but now we don't like him anymore because he's in Cincinnati. Go, Flacco, oil. Oreos. That's it. If you're from Baltimore, you don't know if you're talking about Oreos or the Orioles. Oh, Flacco, that ball was tipped at the line. Is that intercepted or is it caught? Tie goes to the receiver. They say Bengals catch. They're saying that was T Higgins caught it. I'm going to imagine that you just think that it's over for the Brewers. The Brewers have to now win 4 straight. I don't know if that's going to happen. Caught. He's got the hand underneath it. Possession, and then he's down. Yeah, that's a catch. I imagine that's probably what the opinion is, ELS. Brown, he's going to run and get a first down. And with that, we got 1st and goal for the Bengals. And as Al Michaels astutely points out, this is the first time that the Bengals have really got any kind of rushing. They're averaging 54 yards a game rushing, and they have 56 yards already in this game. If I'm the Steelers defense, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that you're letting this team that can't run the ball run all over you. Flacco throws over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! He dropped the ball afterwards, but they don't care because they said he caught it. And right that. I don't know why I turned into a stereotypical Asian man. And just like that, the Bengals right back into this game. They're going to review it. I think, yeah, I'm kind of with Kirk on this one. I think they're going to take this one back. I think. So that's not going to be a touchdown. ELS's opinion, by the way, says the Major League Baseball needs the fucking salary cap so smaller teams can have a chance to win the World Series. The Dodgers' total payroll allocates for $350,300,236, and the Brewers rank 22nd in total payroll at just $121,674,704. There is not Hamster. Where is there parity? There's not parity in baseball at all. It's the Dodgers. It's been the Dodgers for the last 4 or 5 fucking years. You had one where the Braves kind of jumped in there quickly, but that's all it is. It's been the Dodgers or the Astros for the last 10 fucking years. Hamster says that wasn't a catch, which tells me how this game is going to go. I don't know. The Bengals are right there, man. knocking on the door, 2nd and goal. Flacco back, floats this one up to Chase. That's caught. Is that going to be a flag? That should be a flag. And it is. That was offensive pass interference. That was. I saw OPI from here. That was clearly OPI. What? Oh, I don't know about that. Either way, the Bengals get their touchdown. I thought that was as clear OPI as you could get. Apparently not, though. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And we have a 3-point game, ladies and gentlemen. The Steelers 10, the Bengals 7. 4:38 remaining here in the second quarter. No, the Dodgers won in 2020 too, Hamster. So the Dodgers have won 2 of the last 4 World Series, and now they're going to be in a 5th one. This is going to be their 3rd in 5 years. They're turning into the Kansas City Chiefs, and their payroll is ridiculous, and that's coming from a Yankees fan, who everybody always accused us of the ones. Oh, you're buying championships. Well, that's kind of the name of the game. Anybody who plays baseball buys championships. You're not playing for free. You don't have players playing for free. And if you're paying players, then you're buying it. If you win, you bought a championship. Hamster, did you forget the COVID season? Or can I say that on YouTube without getting fucking banned or shadow banned or whatever? Yeah, in 2020, the COVID season, they won the World Series. They've won 2 of the last 4 World Series. Well, the Yankees don't win anymore because they fucking have Aaron Boone as their fucking manager, and they refuse for some reason to get rid of him. I don't know if he's got pictures of Cashman, the Philly fanatic or something. I have no idea, but they just won't get rid of Cashman. I don't know why. Hamster's just ignoring the fucking. Are you one of those people that says any championship that was won during the COVID lockdowns and the bubbles, none of those count. The Stanley Cup doesn't count. The Major League Baseball World Series doesn't count. The NBA doesn't count. Super Bowl doesn't count. Do we not count the Super Bowl that Tom Brady won with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is that we just don't count that now? Bullshit. We count that. Okay, Lloyd, I understand. That's fine. You don't have to tell us. You don't have to update us all on that. I get it. We understand, and we are still very sorry, and our condolences to you, clearly. But, and again, this goes to everybody. You don't have to. If you leave and come back, you don't have to tell us what you were doing. I've had a couple of you guys coming in and sorry, guys, I was just talking to family, or guys, I was hanging out with my nephew, or guys, I had to go eat a Hot Pocket. It's we don't need to know that. It's okay. And I understand that you're talking about things with your friend and stuff like that, Lloyd, and I understand that, and I understand and appreciate that. But we should try to not be maybe as personal on here. Says the guy who was just talking about losing his virginity well into his 20s. So again, everything I say, take with a grain of salt. I'm a little bit hypocritical there. Not a problem. No, the Bucks. Yeah, because the Bucks played in an actual real. That wasn't the bubble. The Lakers won in the bubble. Oh, question 7 is up, by the way. Yeah, who holds the record for most interceptions in a Super Bowl? Isn't that what's his face from the Steelers in Super Bowl or from the Cowboys in Super Bowl 30? He won MVP for that one too. I forget his fucking name. Anyway, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line here for the Steelers. 4:32 remaining. Rodgers play action. got all the time in the world. Throws deep ball. Intercepted. Oh, no. And it's going to be returned to the 50, down to the 45. And just like that, the Bengals are in business with 4:15. Holy shit. Hamster, I don't think the game's over. The hamster now wants to say, oh, we've got a game now. Yeah, Mr. The Pittsburgh scores the first one. Oh, this game's over. Oh, this game's done. This game's over. Now it's, now we got a game. That was up there. Yeah, I don't know how that he's throwing in double coverage or he was just hoping that Metcalf could get there. And I think he just overthrew Metcalf a little bit. I think that was supposed to be a Metcalf ball. They're going to go ahead and review to see if he was down by contact, but the interception is going to stand. It was a clear interception. So we'll see if they get it back all the way in their end or if this comes all the way back to the Steelers 45. What a break for Pittsburgh. So instead of having the ball at the Pittsburgh 45, this is going to be all the way back at the Bengals 25-yard line. Wow, what a massive change in field position. King, as a person who hates Rodgers after he left the Packers, I fuck Rodgers. Why do you want to fuck Rodgers, ELS? That's weird. That's a weird thing to say. Is that an I or is that an exclamation point? I can't. It looks like an I to me. So handoff here on 1st and 10 from the 25, and Brown's going to cut loose, and he's at the 40. He's at the 45. He's at the 50. He cuts back up. He's at the 45. He is at the Pittsburgh Steelers 39-yard line. Massive run. 37-yard run, and just like that, the field position's now better than what it was after the interception. Holy shit. Oh, my God. This is what I said. You know, when it comes to, like, do any of us know what is happening in football at this point? Like, we just nobody knows. Thrown over the middle towards Chase, incomplete, but there's flags. They're going to call pass interference on that. ELS, no, why? I was getting ready to read that. Stop banning hamster. Not banning, putting him in a timeout. Stop putting him in a timeout. I was getting ready to read that. I thought it was going to be funny. Thought that was going to be funny. Whatever it was. I didn't get a chance to read whether it was going to be funny or whether it was something to be timed out for. You didn't give me a chance to read it. I have to have the chance to read it first. We got a handoff here. That's Pirine there. That is wild tonight. The chat is absolutely wild. I love it. I love you guys. I really do. Throw it over the middle. Higgins gets it down to 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Cincinnati Bengals. And the Bengals have the lead. Ooh, boy. Good doggy. The Pittsburgh faithful can't be happy right now. Urinating Tree has got to be pissing his pants. Why do you always bring up other YouTubers? Because I have nothing better to do. And plus, I still have a little grudge with Urinating Tree for seeing all that shit about Daniel Jones. That was bullshit last year. He made a whole video about how Daniel Jones was awful and the worst quarterback and he's the worst thing ever. And it's like, I called him out for it, and then all his fucking sycophants came out and were like, no, he's one of the smartest guys in the world. He really knows his football stuff. How dare you? You can't make fun of Urinating Tree. You're just a fucking loser. How dare you? He's a real good smart. He knows all the analytics and the stats. You don't know anything. How dare you go after Urinating Tree? You're a terrible person. He knows what he's talking about, and Daniel Jones is bad. Bah! You're awful. Go fuck yourself. Bah! And then it turns out I was right. So that's all. There's just a little bit of a. And I know he has no idea who I am, and that's fine. I don't give a shit. I'm a tiny fucking YouTuber who doesn't do anything. I have no following outside of you guys, which I do appreciate. Thank you so very much. I'm self-aware. Like, I know that he doesn't care. Nobody else cares. Like, I always mention, like, Perna, because I do like Perna. Perna's great. I love Perna. He's one of my favorite. I watch most of every video he has there. He has great production value, great writers, and he himself is just very good. I like Tom. Everybody likes Tom. I mean, everybody aspires to be something like Tom and hope to get the success that he has. But I'm also aware that I'm nothing anywhere near these people. I'm not anywhere close to it. I started off late, and I'm real behind on the curve here, and I don't do anything really special or different from anybody else, and I'm not maybe good at what I do, and all these other, like, I'm aware. I'm aware of myself. I understand that. Like, I have no, delusions of grandeur. Like, I'm fully aware. That being said, when I point out that some motherfucker has no idea what he's talking about when he puts out a whole video about just how Daniel Jones is the worst fucking thing in the world, when you can clearly see when you look at everything together and all the pieces together that he has the ability, he just didn't have the means because he was getting murdered by his offensive line every fucking week. And then you have people in the Grassi fucking Discord and on Twitter and things like that just go, man, how dare you? He's one of the smartest people I know. And how dare you either come to him like that? We're going to ban you here for 2 weeks because you don't know. You're saying these things and saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. We know he's one of the smartest football people on YouTube. I've been watching. Okay. If he was so smart, then how did he see this with, You could sit there and say, well, boy, Daniel Jones has not worked out with the Giants, but he, when you clearly see him and observe him and how he plays, there's something there, but he just hasn't been able to put it together. No. What do you get? You got what everybody else was saying at the time. Oh, he sucks. He's terrible. He's awful. Giants got to get rid of him. He's destroying the Giants. He's destroying all this shit. So that I just have a little bit of a, there's a little bit of that, like, yeah, fuck you and all your little sycophants there that were sucking your dick because they were wrong and you were wrong. And for once, listen, it's a rare occasion. It's a rare occasion when your boy King here is actually right about fucking anything. But I was right. I just want to point that out. Gainwell gets that ball up to about the 31-yard line, and that is where they will start. Crafty in the chat says Steelers fans haven't been in the position to criticize anybody's quarterback since Ben retired. To be fair, at least the Steelers have done well. That's because Mike Tomlin's a good coach. Tomlin doesn't act like he's the smartest guy in the room. Tomlin doesn't try to fit square pegs into round holes. He works with the players and talent that he has. Unlike Brian Daboll, which is, listen, if your Knitting Tree wanted to make a video about how Brian Daboll was misusing and not using all of his players to their full potential, that would have been a video I probably would have agreed with. But instead, he tried to lay it all on the feet of Daniel Jones and not on Brian Daboll, and that's where I had the disagreement. But and that's the thing. It's not even really an argument with him because, again, he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know that I criticized him. He doesn't know any of that shit. It's his fucking sycophants. Almost a fumble there by Jonnu Smith, but he is down by contact. Right there, yeah, he's down. ELS, why are you're killing the trivia? All right, fine. No trivia then. Or just listen to me bitch about urinating tree making a video about Daniel Jones. Hey, ho, look at that. Warren, he's going to get a first down and a little bit more. He gets about a 14-yard gain there on 2nd and 7. But we've hit the 2-minute warning at 1:58. I feel bad. I understand. Listen, I understand. Like some people, like you can. I'm not. My boys in the chat. I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm not gonna sit here and chastise anybody. I'm not saying it. You have to understand, because I'm one of these people too. I'm this. You guys may not know this. From all my talking and sometimes how I get deep in my feels about how like nobody likes me, nobody watches us, nobody subscribed. Like I get it. I'm a bit of a sensitive boy. I take things to heart. I sometimes don't know, if people are just fucking around or not. Like I get that, So I'm not gonna fuck with like anything. I'm not blaming the LS. I actually understand where he's coming from. I understand. That's why I'm not giving him shit. Like I said, you stopping at trivia? Okay. It's all right. It's his prerogative. What he's doing is a service really for us. ELS is doing that basically for free for us. He's keeping the chat entertaining. He's keeping the chat engaged, and he's doing good things. So, Paul Wilson in the chat says, "What did Daniel Jones do now? Oh, other than just be probably and what should be the front runner for MVP in the NFL right now? I don't know. I was just going off on a rant from stuff from last year, Paul, and what other YouTubers had been saying, and what some of their particular subscribers and sycophants and people that were talking about him were saying to me, because I disagreed with this particular YouTuber's take on Daniel Jones and his time and situation with the New York Football Giants. That's all. That's all that was, Paul. But great to see you in the chat here, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to help us out at all here on Stay Tuned Sports, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, and if you are not yet, please hit that subscribe button. We do thank you so much for joining us here. Or not, like I said, hopefully, if you don't hit the subscription button, if I can talk, if you don't hit the subscription button today, Jesus Christ, I really can't talk. I certainly hope that we can earn your subscription in the future. If you stick around, if you hang out, if you deal with the insanity. The chat's kind of fun tonight. Chat's kind of going all wonky, all crazy. I'm hopped up on coffee here, and the Bengals with a 14-10 lead. Here, 1:58 remaining in the second quarter. Paul Wilson says, "I'm a Colts fan. I never saw this coming. My ears perked up." Dude, I'm telling you, as I'm a Giants fan, big Giants fan, and I've been one of the biggest Daniel Jones, what they call apologists, and Daniel Jones truthers. I've been a big Danny Dimes fan since he was here, and just felt like, boy, if he got away from the Giants and the Giants organization, he could be really good, because he has all the keys, all the gifts, all the skills, all the talent. And just seeing what he's doing now in Indianapolis is such a validation. It's such a, it's a natural human instinct to just be like, I was right. it's a cozy blanket. Just that, I was right and everybody else was wrong. I love it. It's great. So that's what Paul says. I'm subbed, and thank you so much, Paul. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Third down coming up here for the Steelers. They only had a yard on that 2nd and 5. 3rd and 4 upcoming here. They're on the Cincinnati 47. 46, they changed that, sorry. So let's see. But yeah, like you'll not find a bigger Danny Dimes supporter than me, being a Giants fan. So I love seeing that, him proving everybody else wrong and proving me right. And that's going to be a first down. Warren gets just over the line, gain of 5. 1st and 10, 49 seconds remaining, and the Steelers are going to call timeout. That's their first of the half. They still have 2 remaining. Charlie, hi everybody. Thanks for streaming the game. Charlie, it's great to be here with you. Thank you so much for watching along with us. Great to have you with us. as we're watching along here, the Bengals, what is surprising, 14-10 lead, but 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The Steelers are on the Cincinnati 41-yard line. Can they get a touchdown before the end of the half? Will they have to settle for a field goal? Will they get into field goal range? Rodgers already has one pick. So here we go. 1st and 10, 49 seconds remaining. Play clock at 19. Rodgers takes the snap. Quick dump off, and oh no. Gainwell falls out of the backfield, and the Steelers are going to have to instantly use another timeout. That is not how they wanted that play to go. Paul in chat says he is way better, talking about Daniel Jones. He is way better than I could have ever imagined. I'm so happy we have him. Glad you were right. Bummer for your Giants. Listen, I'm actually okay with kind of how the Giants are, because I'm glad Daniel Jones is away from this situation. It was I think the team was bad for him. I think Brian Daboll was bad for him. I think it was just a toxic environment for him. Giants fans can be toxic. I deal with these people all the time. Metcalf with the catch. What do they call him? What are they going to call here? Are they saying interception or a catch? What's going on? They're going to have a conversation here. Was this picked? Because Metcalf caught it, and then he ripped it out of his hands, and he's still in bounds. Charlie Moore says, I'm a Steelers fan from back in the 70s. Old man in the house. I'm 44 years old. I feel like I'm from 81, so I feel like a bit of an old man myself. But it's great to have fellow old men in here with us. This might be a pick. The ruling on the field is an interception. They just stole that from DK Metcalf. Oh, no. And see, that's the thing. That's going to go down as an interception for Rodgers, but he put that right where it needed to be. Metcalf caught it, and then that was just a great job by Turner ripping it out of his hands. Turner he stole that ball from DK Metcalf. That sucks that's got to go as an interception for Rodgers. But that was caught by DK Metcalf and then just stolen. Paul in the chat says Thursday night games are always crazy, as we saw last week with the Giants beating the shit out of the Eagles, which was fun to watch. Let me just tell you, that was a fun evening. Hampster says the underdogs keep on winning these primetime games. Yes, they do. That's going to be caught by Chase inbounds, and then he steps out of bounds, stops the clock. It's going to be 1st and 10. From what, about the 45 there? Yeah, at the 45. So the Bengals looking to get a little bit more on the board here before the end of the half. Lloyd is not 72, just so everybody knows. Lloyd is kind of a dick. So he's a bit of a troll. Lloyd and Hamster are our resident trolls in the chat. We love them. They're going to review to see if this was completed. I think it was. I think he dragged his foot. I think he's in. Charlie says, I'm a Steelers fan, not an Aaron Rodgers fan. Well, I like Rodgers. I actually do like Rodgers. I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers, but that's catch. He has control of the ball. That's a catch. Like, what are we reviewing here? I think he has possession. The ball's not moving. He has a foot down and a drag. That's a catch every day. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. ELS says, yeah, let's be honest. Who was surprised the Bengals? I'm surprised that the Bengals are in the game as far as they are, and again, maybe it's just that they actually have a competent quarterback and that Joe Flacco has, receivers and weapons to throw to, unlike he had in Cleveland. So maybe that's again, it's a little here or there. Plus, it is a division game, and you never know what happens with division games. So it's just one of those things. It's one of those wild things. Pecan says battle of the 40-plus quarterbacks. I think Cam Hayward from the Steelers said it best when he called it the Icy Hot Bowl. I think that's the best name for this. Lloyd says it's called of the battle of the geriatric unit. That one's a little worthy. Icy Hot Bowl, I think, works. Icy Hot Bowl, it's quick, it's short, punches to the point. It gets everything across that you need to know. We could have called it the Ben Gay Bowl, but then people would always be snickering and laughing, and it becomes a whole thing. Paul says Rodgers definitely is in love, is a love him or hate him guy. I like him. I'm just jealous that he got to go to the darkness retreat. Dude, didn't that sound great? Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to just take psychedelic drugs and knock on the sky, talk to the gods? You know what I mean? Like, that's the life. I guess, when you have tens of millions of dollars and great investments and are all that kind of shit, it's pretty good. You're you can do that stuff when you're a disabled, jobless person trying to make a living on YouTube with nobody subscribed to your channel. A little harder to do that, but still pretty cool. They said incomplete on that? They say no catch. They say he double clutched on the ball. Wow. I don't know. So that takes that completion away. It's still 2nd and 10 now from the 30-yard line for the Cincinnati Bengals. 37 seconds remaining. Throws to Chase again, and he's going to fight for yards, but he does get out of bounds. Wow. Gain of 12 there for Chase. 30 seconds remaining. At the 42. Hamster says, I hate when the games are on Prime. I can't flip channels to baseball or hockey during commercials. Charlie says, I like Aaron Rodgers just until he starts talking. I reserve the right to become a Rodgers fan depending on how far he gets to see. Oh, that's perfectly fine and understandable. Flacco throws, caught by Chase again and out of bounds. That's going to be a gain of 9 yards, 25 seconds remaining. And that's going to put him, just inside Steelers territory, right on the 50 there. Lloyd saying, hey, Charlie and Paul, for your information, King is 19. Part of me wishes, but then part of me not. Because like I said, when I was 19, I was like fucking 500 pounds and gross. I was a fatty. I ate a lot of chicken. Throw over the middle by Flacco, looking for Higgins. Incomplete. And they're going to throw a flag on this. Oh, boy. Oh, this is going to be that kind of game. This is going to be that kind of game. Pass interference on the Steelers. Spot foul. That's going to put the Bengals into field goal range. They're calling it down right there, the 36, 35? I think that's it. I think the back judge saw the flowing T-shirt, which they don't tuck in. Which, God, can you tuck in the fucking shirts, guys? Like, what are we doing? Flacco throws to the sideline again, looking for Chase. That's a little too high, incomplete. 16 seconds remaining. ELS resuming his questions. Thank you, ELS. Question number 8: what team won the AFC North Division in 2012? That would be yeah, I don't fucking know. Could be the Ravens. It sounds like, I mean, it's a good a choice as any. The Bengals and Browns still stuck to that. So it was either the Steelers or the Ravens. I'll say Ravens. Why not? You got 50-50 shot there. Thrown up the middle, tackled inbounds. Did the Bengals not have a timeout? I was going to say, they had one more timeout. I was like, what was going on? 2 seconds remaining. And the Bengals finally do call their final timeout. Gave him a tug. Hamster. Charlie, that's actually not a terrible idea. Charlie says, I have a solution for the is it a catch problem in the NFL. We get 5-year-olds to watch every game, 32 kids. And when it's disputed, just ask them, did he catch the ball? I bet you they get it right every time. And probably do. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that's right down the middle. And going into the half, the Bengals hold a touchdown lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 17-10, and the Bengals get the ball first in the second half. And it was, Paul, that was the same thing with me. I had a 50-50 shot because you knew the Bengals and the Browns sucked back then. So it was either the Steelers or the Ravens. Yeah, 50-50 shot. And that's a question. That's a very good question I should pose here to the chat. Maybe I'm going to make that a poll question for everybody in the chat. And if you want to join us in the chat, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching along, come join the chat. It's fucking lively tonight. It's a fun one tonight. We got ELS doing his trivia. But this is a question I've been meaning to ask. And I've asked it a couple times, but I think it's a good one to ask again here with some fans of teams that have had Russell Wilson on them. And let me go ahead and put this up there. I think this is a decent question. Has Russell Wilson played himself out of the Hall of Fame? Thank you, Charlie. We'll wait for you right here after halftime. I'm going to go make myself some coffee, too, in a little bit here. So you'll just see me. You'll probably hear the music and see all that shit here. So thank you for joining us, by the way. Hamster says the NFL got to keep the Bengals alive in case Burrow comes back. Thinking there's a couple of questionable calls there. I don't know. I'm in positive territory on the questions. No shit. That's the first time I've been in a positive territory since you started keeping score there, ELS. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Paul Wilson says, I say yes, he did play himself out of the Hall of Fame because I didn't think he was there anyway. But I'm a tough critic. I get that. But see, I'm different. because my how I view the Hall of Fame is, I think, not how most people do. And I get that. I get that my opinion of the Hall of Fame is never going to be the mainstream view of it and how people see it, and that's fine. But because I look at the Hall of Fame as the Hall of Fame, I don't look at it as the Hall of Stats, like a lot of people do. They're like, well, this person did this, and look at their statistic. And look, okay, that's great. But were they famous? Did everybody know their name? If you were watching football, did you know their name even though you're not a fan of their team, but you knew them? You knew of them. To me, that's my criteria for the Hall of Fame, because people talk about all the time how Joe Namath doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. If you look at Joe Namath's numbers, Joe Namath really doesn't belong in the NFL Hall of Fame. And part of me sits there and says, what the fuck are you talking about? The guy who had the biggest upset in the history of American professional football, that changed the game, that legitimized an entire league, that became a conference, and all the teams from there that people were like, they're not that great, they're not that good. And however you wanted to see it, they were like, after a couple of years of being merged, they were already going to merge. We already knew the merger was happening. But people were still like, well, these teams, it's still a lesser league. It's still all. Joe Namath changed the view of American football and how things happen. Plus, not only that, he was famous beyond that. He had remember he had the pantyhose commercial. He was one of the first real big commercial guys. He did just about every woman in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area. He wore the fur coat on the sidelines like a pimp. Like, he was you can't tell the story of football without Joe Namath. So to sit there and say Joe Namath doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, or how some of these other people don't belong in the Hall of Fame, like these people who are keeping Eli out. You're going to tell me Eli Manning's not a Hall of Famer for what he did to the Patriots, especially the unbeaten Patriots? And get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Like, I don't subscribe to that. So based on that, of what I'm talking about, I would probably still, maybe at some point, maybe not first ballot, but I would probably put Russell Wilson in to the Hall of Fame, because he was, for a time, we all thought anyway, and I mean, he really was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He hasn't been that in a long time, and boy, he's fallen off beyond falling off here. So I'm not sure if I would subscribe to the fact that he's played himself out of the Hall of Fame. Maybe he's played himself out of a first ballot Hall of Fame, but I don't think he was. I don't think he's played himself out of being in the Hall of Fame in general. I just think it might take him a little while to get in there. Hamster says Super Bowl III was rigged. Well, when you make a deal with Satan like Namath did, of course it is. Reggie Wayne, again, there was a time where you couldn't watch football without hearing the name Reggie Wayne. Like those teams, when I think about the Colts teams, Steelers teams, obviously the Patriot teams of that era, of that early aughts and tens, yeah, you know what I mean? Like those teams had some absolute. Pecan says everybody knows Archie Manning. It blows my mind that Archie Manning isn't in the Hall of Fame. To this day, it blows my mind. Because I thought he was. I think it was one of ELS's questions that actually did it. Because I was living under the assumption that Archie Manning was in the Hall of Fame. And then he had the question about who was the first Saints Hall of Famer or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's Archie Manning. That'd be Archie Manning, right? And it was somebody else. And then I went and looked it up. And yeah, Archie Manning's not in the Football Hall of Fame. What? Well, if you look at it, none of the Saints teams he ever had went to playoffs, and he was never good. And I was like, bullshit. Like, the fact that everybody knows Archie Manning still, to this day, in his, 70s, almost 80, and knows what he did for the game of football, even playing on an awful team like the Saints during a time where the Aints became the moniker for the team, where they were, as a team, bad, but the only bright spot was the fact that they had Archie Manning. The fact that people think that he's not in the Hall of Fame, to me, is a travesty. I don't care. That's the thing. I don't care what the stats say. Were they famous? Did they have fame? Did people know them for what they did and how they performed in the league? Yes, then they belong in the Hall of Fame. There's some people out there that probably have some great stats and are one of the best players. I don't fucking know who they are. Like, sorry. Question 9, by the way, from ELS here during halftime. Which undefeated team did the Miami Dolphins beat to keep their undefeated season intact, which was their 1972, the undefeated Dolphins season, in 1985 intact? That was the Chicago Bears. That was on a Monday night. And I think that was in Miami. They played at home. And Miami was not having a particularly good year that year. And the Bears came in as the Bears, that 85 Bears team. And Miami pulled off the upset. So that was something. Paul says, I was planning on a goose egg for the trivia. Listen, you could still do better than I did. Last what was it, on Monday night? Monday night, I was... that's why I kind of felt better that when ELS wasn't keeping score. Because then it was like, he started keeping score, and I was like, oh, we're doing Jeopardy rules. So everything has like a point value. And I was at like negative 3,500 or something. I was like, Jesus Christ. Way to build up my confidence and make me feel good about myself. Woo. Aaron Rodgers, 13 of 19, 118 passing yards, but he's got 2 picks. Again, that second pick really isn't his fault. That one was just stolen from DK. Which, again, if you know DK and know how fucking jacked he is, the fact that happened is crazy. I find it absolutely crazy. You got to keep that streak going, Paul. Keep that streak going. By the way, the New Jersey Devils have defeated the Florida Panthers in their home opener, ladies and gentlemen. The Devils win 3-1 against the defending Stanley Cup champions. Let's go! Here we go, Devils. Here we go. Here we go, Devils. Here we go. Hey, Peppa Jack. Rangers suck. The wife is a Rangers fan. I know I'm a Devils fan. Wife is a Rangers fan. That's crazy. Lloyd says, Paul, trust me. King is 0-16. Yeah, not too far. Not too far away. ELS says in the chat, he's like, hey, how about that Indiana Cignetti head coach extension news? Yeah, I knew as soon as Penn State fired Franklin, and you knew Penn State was going to be sniffing around. And especially with how Cignetti's been doing, I knew Indiana was going to just sign over the state budget to him. And sure enough, he got a healthy extension there. What was it, 9 years or 10 years and $93 million, or 9 years, 9 years, $93 million, something like that. He's getting over $10 million a year, basically, anyway. I knew Indiana was going to do that. And it is. Paul, that's 1,000%. That was exactly the right decision for Indiana to make. And also, if I'm Cignetti, like, Penn State is one of those national programs and a national job and maybe a bigger gig. But, boy, if he stays at Indiana and does at Indiana what he's been doing, he's going to end up getting a statue outside. You know what I mean? Like, that's the next step for him. So if he stays there and does what he does there, like, why not? Why can't Indiana become the next big name, especially in this era of transfer portal and NIL and basically being a professional? He's figured that out, how to run a college football program in this new era. He's got a chance to be like a legend forever in Indiana. And that's what, he's 63 years old now? So why jump around that? Why jump and do all that other stuff? You know, and like, oh, well, I can go be at a bigger program, but I'll still never be. Like, here's the thing. No matter how, and trust me, I lived in Pennsylvania when all the Penn State stuff was happening. Like, I don't view Penn State as I used to, or that anybody else used to. But still, Joe Pa is still Joe Pa there. And so I think no matter how well you do at Penn State, there's always going to be the ghost of Joe Pa over everybody. At Indiana, you don't have that. At Indiana, you can be the guy. You can be the Joe Pa of Indiana. Just hopefully, less covering up boy rape. But Just saying. All right, let me go try to make some coffee here before the goddamn second half starts here, and I will be right back. Coffee's being made right now, but I'm back here because second half's already started. And I didn't change the timeouts. I didn't change the quarter. I didn't do nothing on my graphics. Look at me falling behind. We started talking about Cincinnati and started talking about, we had a pretty good conversation going on. I enjoy good conversations. Darius Slay injured on the play. He's rolling off 2nd and 5 coming up. Amps were talking about Cincinnati in the chat saying that's crazy money. Crazy money, but once Penn State started sniffing, you knew he was going to get broken off. He was going to get broken off by Indiana. Because there's no way that Indiana is just starting to have a modicum of football success. They're the number 3 team in the nation. Maybe could be number 2 if you want to make an argument for that between them and Miami. But they've played really well. 2nd and 5. Flacco back. Surveys the field and finds Chase. Obviously a pretty good target to have. And it's going to be 2 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 2 upcoming. Making a coffee, gonna get jacked up on caffeine. Yeah. Third and 2. That's going to be a handoff to Brown. Nope, that's not Brown. Is that P. Ryan? It's going to be an 8-yard gain. That's Brown there with an 8-yard gain on first down, and that's going to be coming up there. Let's see. ELS says, I can tell you who will be the next head coach fired in college football. Badgers head coach Luke Fickell. Fickell sucks, of course, ELS being our resident Wisconsin fan. On Wisconsin, let's all eat some cake. I don't know. Something like that, right? I don't know. Every song I don't know is always somehow related to eating cake. Chase, he's got that, and boy, the Bengals are fucking. I didn't see this coming. Chase all the way down to the 17-yard line. Bengals are in the red zone again. $11:08 remaining here. ELS in the chat says Fickell has ruined the Badgers college football program. 2024 is the first time in 22 years Wisconsin's going to finish below 500 or without a winning record. I mean, but he came from Cincinnati, right? Cincinnati had that year. They made it to the college football playoff, and then he went to Wisconsin, and it has not worked out well in Wisconsin. For old Luke Fickell. So but here's your question, ELS. If I got to ask you a question, who's out there that you'd want to get as your head football coach? You want James Franklin? I've heard he's available. That looked a little offsides from the Bengals, but Flacco throws well out of the end zone, incomplete. And it's going to be 3rd and 7 coming up here from the 15-yard line. ELS says, yeah, you really? You'll take James Franklin? What? Even though he's somebody that can make you look somewhat decent maybe during the regular season, but you're never going to get over that hump. You're never going to be a top program. You're never going to be able to compete for a national championship. Throw caught by Yasavas. Jasavis. Oh, they're going to mark him just short. I thought he made it. They're going to call it just short. Go, you're the Bengals. Go for it. What do you got else to lose here? You're 2-4. You guys been shitty. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 1 on the 8.5, it really looks like. 9.5. Pecan says Flacco's going to make a deep run and hand the keys to Burrow. Maybe. Also, what is going on with the Steelers defense? Flacco going for a quarterback sneak, and he got it. Who called the timeout? Well, you already had Flacco right. So now your old-ass quarterback took a hit because you were late on that, but Cincinnati's going to challenge the spot. That's going to be – I don't know if that's a first down. That's close. That's real close. All right, let me go pour my cup of coffee here. Vanilla? Oh, shit, I'm out of vanilla. I got no more vanilla. Making the coffee. Make some coffee for me. All right. Caffeinated. Jacked up. Let's go. Yes, I was out of it. I'm out of vanilla syrup. I got pumpkin spice. Actually, no, it's not pumpkin spice. It's pumpkin pie. Tirani, by the way. Tirani sugar-free pumpkin pie. Fantastic. Lovely. Good with vanilla, too, though. You add the vanilla on it. It's almost like having the pumpkin pie with a little bit of whipped cream on it. It's very good. Very good. But the vanilla syrup, sugar-free, very good. Pumpkin pie syrup from Tirani, very good. If I had to be a commercial for anybody, it's Tirani. Hey, if you want to sponsor me, who wouldn't want to sponsor a guy who curses and yells during a football stream? Which is probably a reason why YouTube doesn't recommend this on the channel. I'm starting to figure that out. I should probably curse less. Maybe that'll help YouTube push us more. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's something. Screaming about how I'm out of fucking vanilla. I don't know. Hamster says I want some. Dude, the vampire nuggets are great from Burger King. They're fantastic. Pepper Jack wanted to get them too. They come in a little coffin. They're pretty cool. It's fucking cool. It's awesome. It's pretty good. Plus, I'm sorry, maybe I'm in the minority here though, but man, Burger King burgers fucking slap. Yep. I was gonna say that didn't look like it was a first down. Challenge is unsuccessful, and because of that, the Bengals are already down a timeout here in the second half. Lloyd said that was a first down. Incorrect. I'll get to that question in a second, ELS. So it's another quarterback sneak, and it looks like Flacco got it again anyway. So first and goal coming up here for the Bengals on their opening drive. Question 10, by the way, which college has produced the most draft picks in NFL history? It's either like Michigan, Notre Dame, Alabama, or Georgia. Could be Ohio State, but I'll say Notre Dame because I love the Irish, as you could tell. I'll say Notre Dame, but it could be an SEC school too. That's going to be a handoff to, I can't tell if that's Brown or Perrine. Perrine. It is Perrine. So, second and goal now coming up here. For the little snow cats. Meow. Little snow kitty cats. Little Cincinnati snow cats. Meow. From just inside the 5-yard line, Flacco in shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws. Knocked away at the last minute by Ramsey. Higgins, the intended receiver. Third and goal. Hamster says Bama. That's a good guess. I think Bama's a good guess. I think of the four, like Michigan, Notre Dame, Alabama, and Georgia. I think those four are the good guesses. I say Notre Dame, but like I said, it could be USC too. Could be USC. But Pecan says Alabama as well. You guys might have Googled it, so I don't know. You guys might know the answer because you're all Googling. You're a bunch of Googling. Bunch of Googling Googlers. Bunch of Googling Goobers. Except for Hamster. He's a Googling gooner. Thrown into the ground on 3rd and goal there by Joe Flacco. 4th and goal upcoming. You know, Hamster's the kind of guy that goes to Google and, he types in B. Arthur nipple pictures. He's that kind of guy. He's a little off. He's a little out there. ELS asking Lloyd, he needs an answer. Maybe Lloyd's doing something. Lloyd could be doing many things. Lloyd could be doing a lot of things. The Bengals say, screw it. They're going to go for a field goal instead of going for it on 4th and goal. And it's up and it's good. And they have now a 10-point lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers here on Thursday Night Football. The Steelers facing a 2-possession deficit. Wow. Hamster says, nope, I didn't Google it. I just know it ain't no Yankee school. And ELS lets us know the answer is the University of Notre Dame. Da 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 da. Send that volley cheer on high. Shake down the thunder from the sky. Although the odds be great or small, old Notre Dame will win overall as her loyal sons go marching onward to victory. Yeah. Woo! Look at that, baby. Yeah. Can't beat the Irish. Them Yankee schools. Listen, Notre Dame does count. It said most in NFL history. The NFL is, 110 years old now? Whatever the fuck it is. 106. 106, I think, yeah. This is season 106. So, relax yourself. Who was in the national title game last year, Hamster? Wasn't Virginia Tech. Pittsburgh returns the kickoff all the way to the 40. Gainwell moving it there. And so the Steelers are going to start with fantastic field position here for their first drive of the second half as they're trying to overcome a 10-point deficit to the 2-4 Cincinnati Bengals. No, see, Hampshire, because the NFL likes to do that too. The NFL likes to pretend that football before the Super Bowl era didn't exist. That's untrue. It really did. It was there, and it counts. Warren gets the carry there, gets about 5 yards, I want to say, on the carry. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're from the South, Hamster. Worry about all your SEC schools and stuff like that. Leave the true champions, to us Northerners here. Number 1 in college football, number 1 in Civil War victories. Pitch out here. It's going to be Warren again, and he's going to do a little slicing and a little dicing to the 50-yard line. First down, Steelers at midfield. I do get annoyed at that though. I get annoyed with the whole. If it didn't happen, in from 1966 onwards, then it doesn't really count. Eat shit. You tell me that then the greatest game ever played, Giants versus Colts, what was that, 1958 NFL championship game? That doesn't count. The one that put football on the map, especially for television. You're going to tell me that. Night Train Lane and Jim Brown and all these, you're going to tell me all these people didn't count. Warren gets it again, and he breaks it to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, down out of the 25-yard line. And the Steelers moving the ball here on their first possession of the second half. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned my lovely singing skills. I thought I had wonderful singing voice. Just because you weren't alive to watch it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I think that's my point, too. As a historian, as somebody who loves history in and of itself, from ancient history, war history, all that kind of, just because you weren't alive doesn't mean it didn't happen. It was there. It happened. Those people ran footballs. Those people kicked and punted and tackled and were injured and won championships. Those things happened. Just because you weren't alive to see it doesn't fucking matter. The folly of youth. Crafty says, what happened? I stepped into the next room for a moment and heard King freak out. That could be anything, Crafty. I freak out just about at anything. You know that. Aaron Rodgers floats. That one was going for Washington. He was looking like he was looking for a flag. It looks like there might have been some miscommunication, but either way, 3rd and 8 now upcoming for the Steelers. But that's what I mean. You may sit there and say most people don't count it, but people do count it. It did happen. Like I said, the Giants have 8 world championships. I hate to tell you. Packers have 13. What a catch. What a hurdle. And what a first down. Wilson with the first down there for the Steelers. On a 3rd and 8 when they kind of have to keep this alive. They're hoping to get a touchdown and get right back into this game. Quick here. We've got a flag incomplete, but we have a flag down. What's this going to be, Mr. Official? Yeah, but the Lions have world champions. The Lions have world championships. The Lions have world championships. They are. They got banners up there at Ford Field. Oh, we got 2 fouls. Illegal shift on the Steelers. Offsides on the Bengals. So 2 flags. Penalties offset, so none of that counts. But again, we go from 9 flags now to 11 since 2 flags were thrown on the play. We count every flag here on Stay Tuned Sports, whether it's declined, picked up, whatever the case is. We count every flag because every flag is a stop and fucking play. People could talk about Super Bowls, and Super Bowls are a recent thing. Well, more recent if you count the last 60 years as recent. But yeah. Washington. Oh, boy. On 1st and 10, and that's going to be a massive loss. It was passed to Washington out of the backfield. And he got tackled. He was a monster. Mount Washington there for the Steelers. But that brings him all the way back to the 19-yard line. That was an 8-yard loss. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. So 3rd and 18 coming up now. Jonnu Smith, the intended receiver, there. Yeah, you don't want to get me started on team colors and Pantone shades. You really don't want to do that either. You start talking to me about logo differences or team shades of colors, boy, you're gonna hear me go. You're gonna hear me lose my mind. And we have an injured Bengal down on the field. That's going to be DJ Turner, the second, currently down on the Paycor Stadium field. And the Lions didn't exist in 1923, so that's not what they won. They won in the 40s. I think they won 48. By the way, I'm still somebody that wants to fight for the Pottsville Maroons, who are the true 1925 NFL World Champions. Not the Chicago Cardinals, who were handed it because the Franklin Yellow Jackets of outside Philadelphia wanted to complain and bitch and moan, typical Philadelphia fashion, saying that, oh, well, Pottsville played a game they weren't supposed to at an off time, so they should be stripped of the championship, which the NFL then apparently agreed with at the time or whatever. So the Pottsville Maroons of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, home of Yuengling beer, by the way, should be the true 1925 NFL World Champions. Just pointing that out there. Question number 11, by the way, who was the first NFL player to rush for 200 yards in a game? That's a good question. Dick Night Train Lane. I don't know. Rodgers throws. Caught! Touchdown, Freiermuth! And the Steelers get right back into the game. Steelers desperately needed that. After their last two drives ended in interceptions. One, Rodgers' fault, the other, not so much. And look at that big hole, as Herb Street said. He said, look at my hole. Herb Street loves people looking at his hole. I don't know why. It's a very weird thing for him to say. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And we have ourselves a 3-point game again, 20-17. Cincinnati Bengals lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals are getting the ball back here. Let's see if they can keep on pushing it. Again, you know, if they can keep on. Like, here's the thing. I'm concerned. Like, they started playing better the last couple weeks, but the Steelers' defense has been a concern for me, I think, most of this season. They have not played to the level that I think we've all come to expect from the Steelers' defense, and I'm not sure why that is. They have the players. Is it because they got paid? Like I don't understand. Does TJ not want to play anymore because he got fucking broken off? Is something wrong with Cam Hayward because he got his contract restructured? Like, I don't know. But something seems off. I gave my answer. I said Dick Night Train Lane because why not? Hamster says Joe Burrow. First NFL player to rush for 200 yards in a game. I don't know. It could be Mel Hine from the Giants for all I fucking know. I don't know. But I'll stay with Night Train Lane there. What a name. Cliff Battles. 215 rushing yards versus my New York Giants on October 8th, 1933. What team did Cliff Battles play for? Does it say there? Do we know who Cliff Battles played for? I might look that up. Let me see. Who did Cliff Battles play for? He played for the Washington Redskins. But at the time, were they the Boston Redskins? No, it was the Boston Redskins. Yep, Boston Redskins. They didn't move to Washington yet. They had just changed their name to the Boston Redskins from the Boston Braves. Yes, suspended, sure, but it wasn't. See, it wasn't canceled. See, it's all the terminology, Crafty. Suspended, yes. Canceled, no. And the Bengals are going to return that to the 33-yard line. P. Ryan with the return. Fun fact, says ELS, the Boston Redskins were 5-5-2 in 1933. They finished third in the Eastern Division, but they still ran all over my New York Football Giants, didn't they? Which they still had to be called the New York Football Giants because the New York Baseball Giants were still playing there as well. And they were both playing in the Polo Grounds, so. First and 10 for Joe Flacco and the Bengals. Pass to Brown out of the backfield, and that's going to be a 2-yard loss. Hayward in on a tackle. Hamster randomly just says, hey, let's all laugh at the Ravens. Giants were 11-3 in 1933, but we did lose to the Bears in the that was the first ever playoff game, by the way. There's a little piece of trivia for you. 1933 was I believe, the very first NFL postseason game. A scheduled postseason game, by the way, not one that was done as a tiebreaker. There was one earlier that the Bears won in Chicago Stadium. They had to play it in an arena because of snow or whatever. But the first scheduled NFL postseason game was the Giants and Bears championship game in 1933, in which the Giants did lose. But before that, if you just finished with the best record in the NFL, you were deemed the champion. There was no playoffs. There was no championship game. The only time that there was a playoff is if there was a tie on the top, which only happened one time with the Bears, and I forget who they played. Flacco on 3rd and 4, deep down the middle, caught by Yasavas, and that's going to be deep into Pittsburgh territory. First down, Bengals, as they just keep on fucking shredding this Steelers defense. Boy, what is wrong with the Steelers? Lloyd says, I'm tired. Boy, if that isn't the fucking understatement of my life. Hamster. Now, Hamster, I want you to understand this, Hamster. This is not ELS doing this. This is me. You got 10 seconds. Think about what you're doing. Relax. Over the middle, T. Higgins gets that ball. It's good for about 6 or 7. It'll be 2nd and 4 upcoming, I think, it appears to be. 126, 125 and running here in the third quarter. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. Thank you for watching along with us. If you want to join us in the chat is open. It's a little spicy. Tonight. Got a little fire sauce running in there. A little Frank's Hot, if you will. But you can come and join us in there. Say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. And again, if you want to help us out, please hit that like, share, or subscribe if you haven't hit that yet. Chase, he gets that ball. He's inside the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal upcoming for the Bengals. Jesus Christ, what is going on? Yes, you may resume trolling. You can troll. Just be nice. Just troll, but be nice. ELS, you can start resume trolling halfway through the fourth quarter. Oh, just out of reach of Brown there on 1st and goal. 2nd and goal upcoming here. From the Pittsburgh Steelers 8-yard line. Bengals have been all passes here on this drive. 6 passes, no rush yards. Lloyd says, we are harmless. Mostly. They're mostly harmless. Lloyd is harmless. Hamster is mostly harmless. Kind of. Hamster says apparently not because I get timed out and nobody else does. To be fair, Hamster, me putting you in timeout or ELS putting you in timeout is kind of our reverse troll. So that's kind of become the gag as it is now. It's just Hamster's only going to be the only one ever put in a timeout is Hamster. And probably for nothing. End of the third quarter. And the Bengals driving currently with a 20-17 lead, but looking to add to it here, facing a 3rd and goal here from the Pittsburgh 5. But ladies and gentlemen, as we do every game here, because we don't just stick around for one quarter. No, we don't stick around for just 2. We don't stick around for just 3. A lot like the players on the field, and you'll see them on the sidelines. When that clock ticks over, you'll see all the players on the sideline put the 4s up because it's all 4 quarters, and that's what we do here on Stay Tuned Sports. So get the 4s up in the chat at home. You want to put a picture of yourself in the Discord holding up a 4. You go however you want to do it. Get the 4s up as we get ready for what is going to be a lot more interesting fourth quarter than I think anybody anticipated, as we have the Bengals currently with a 20-17 lead, knocking on the door, 3rd and goal from the 5 when they come back from commercial here. Fucking crazy. Who saw this coming? Question number 12 here from ELS. Who is the only defensive player with 14 Pro Bowl appearances? Reggie White. Why not? I'll go Reggie. That seems like a good, safe answer. Good guess. It's a good guess. It's a good, educated guess. Let everybody else. Lloyd, relax. Because here's the thing, Lloyd. You're going to go do that, and then Hamster's going to go off the deep end, and then we're just going to have to put Hamster in timeout again. So. And then it's going to be all your fault. It's going to be all your fault. Lloyd guesses Ray Lewis as who made 4. And that's a pretty good guess, too. That's a very good guess. I have no idea if Reggie White even played 14 years. They didn't play that long back in the day. Pecan gets his 4s up in the chat. Hamster has his 4 up. Lloyd, I love how he does a little superscript 4 there. Very cool. ELS has got his 4s up in there. Very disappointed because I love Tron, but apparently this movie is an abomination to Tron, and that sucks. So here we go. 3rd and goal from the 5. Flacco throws, caught, touchdown, Cincinnati Bengals. Oh my. Noah Fant with the touchdown reception, and we're an extra point away from, again, having a 10-point lead. Can the Steelers' defense not stop anybody? Can they not stop anybody? Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. 27-17. The Bengals lead the Steelers with 14:57 to go in the game. Merlin Olsen. Yeah, I love Merlin Olsen. Wasn't he in a fucking, he was like in a TV show, wasn't he? I know, Alex Karras was. He was in a couple of them. Wasn't he like Small Wonder and fucking, what was the show that Alex Karras was in? Damn. Merlin Olsen, though, yeah, I thought he did a TV show. Plus, him and Dick Enberg did a lot of the announcing on NBC. They were the Madden and Summerall of NBC. Was Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen. Hamster, the fact that you don't know who Merlin Olsen is a shame. It just shows your level of football intelligence is sorely lacking. You should read up on that. You know, I don't know. I don't know if people below the Mason-Dixon can read or not. That's, you know, you'd have to show that. I have no idea. But we'll see. Lloyd says, no, it was just the Olsen twins. Boy, crack is a hell of a drug. Lloyd says, yeah, Alex Karras played in that one show with that one kid. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the show with the kid. Yeah, the thing. Hamster says, I think the stadium is on fire. Yeah, I think they're the fireworks there. Cincinnati's not used to setting off fireworks, so they set it over. It's like, oh, shit's on fire. Merlin Olsen, by the way, part of the fearsome foursome there for the front four there for the Los Angeles Rams there. Him, Deacon Jones. I can't remember the other two. Warren gets the carry, and he pulls it up to the 40, down to the 50, 45, 40, down to the 37-yard line is Warren for the Steelers as they start tearing through the Bengals defense. But here's the thing. The Bengals are already having a 10-point lead. They can't go haymaker for haymaker because the Bengals will just win the game that way. We love Merlin, Hamster. I don't know what you're talking about. I love Merlin the Wizard, and I love Merlin Olsen the football player. Yeah. Freiermuth out of the backfield, gets it to the 30, gets it to the 25, gets it down to the 15-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds finally. Wow. Freiermuth building up his trade value here before the trade deadline. ELS King is not in a negative. I know! How crazy is that? This first, since you started keeping score, the fact that I'm not in a negative is actually pretty good. I was going to say, I don't think he's putting... Hamster's not in a negative for trolling. Hamster's in a negative because he's dumb and doesn't know the answers. You did give it. You said your mom. And to be fair, ELS's mom was not the correct answer. That's a wrong question. Second and 9, Metcalf. He's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down, and that's going to bring up third down, third and about 4. Upcoming gain of 5 yards. Hamster says, no, you can't. Listen. You may not be dumb, Hamster, but you certainly do act dumb. Did Lloyd say that? I don't know. That seems like something you would say, Hamster. Really, it seems like something you would say. So I'm going to say you said it. Nah, I don't. Lloyd, you don't have to cover for him. I'm pretty sure Hamster is the one who said your mom. And the Steelers, Washington brings it down to about the 3-yard line. First and goal coming up here for the Steelers as they're looking to answer right back with a very quick drive here. Yeah. See, I appreciate. Listen, Lloyd. You know what? You're a good friend, Lloyd. You're a very good friend to help out your buddy Hamster like that, and I appreciate that. But really, I think it was Hamster who really said that. So I'm going under the assumption that Hamster's the one who said that. That seems correct to me. So I honestly think it's just Hamster. I appreciate that you're doing a wonderful job as a friend and trying to cover for your buddy there. The old troll twins, as you guys are. Good buddies, good pals, good friends. But I really do think it was Hamster who is the one who really said that. So I'm going to go with Hamster. I'm going to say Hamster's the one who did it. So it's a wrong answer, that's how the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? A second and goal upcoming here for the Steelers. Play action. What a pickup and a catch and a touchdown for the Steelers. Mount Washington doing the 6-7. And just like that, the Steelers are an extra point away from being only down 3 points again. Crafty in the chat says, if the Bengals lose, I blame those atrocious white uniforms. They're some of the better I like the Bengals Siberian Tiger uniforms. I do. Extra point is up, and it is good as if it would be anything else with Boswell there. And just like that, we have a 3-point game again. With the Bengals 27, Steelers 24. The Bengals going to get their next possession here with 11:03 remaining in this very entertaining. Thursday Night Football has been fun this year. Honestly, across the board, Thursday night's been a lot more fun than it has been than before. Lloyd in the chat saying, Hamster, you're the fall guy. You guys aren't the only ones who control. I love you guys. I love you guys. Every single one of you guys in chat. I absolutely love you guys. You guys are the best. Question 13 coming up here. Taylor Swift's favorite number. What was the first wild card team to win the Super Bowl? That would be Super Bowl 15. The Oakland Raiders defeating the Philadelphia Eagles. They were the first team to enter the playoff as a wild card team and to make it to the Super Bowl and to win it. Don't give anybody else that. Don't say. You got to say what year. What year was it, Lloyd? Crafty says, led by Plunkett in the early 80s versus the Eagles. I think Crafty got it. Yeah, Crafty knows what he's talking about. Crafty knows what he's talking about. And really, I think the reason I know that so well is because they beat the fucking Eagles. So, I wasn't even alive for that Super Bowl, but I'm like, yeah. I know, according to Hampshire, though, because I wasn't alive, that Super Bowl didn't actually happen. But it did. And the Eagles lost. It's always good when the Eagles lose the Super Bowl. It was the 1980 season, and that Super Bowl was held in January of 81. I was born in August of that year, so I wasn't here yet. Answer says yes. Stuff only counts if you're alive. Look. Hampshire's like, World War II? Didn't count. Never happened. None of it mattered. World War I? Doesn't matter. Wasn't alive for it. Nothing like that matters. Oh, that ball is taken into the end zone. And now that's going to be a touchback to the 20 only because it was kind of fumbled in play. I gave the Super Bowl. I gave all the details. What are you talking about, Elias? Why does he get all the extra shit? I was fairly specific. I gave you the opponent. I gave you the Super Bowl. That hardly seems fair. Boy, if this was real money, I'd be very upset. First and 10, handoff to Brown. And he's going to bounce off. Initially was going to get stopped for about a gain of 2. Instead, gets a gain of 11. 12, actually, they give him. And that's a first down for the Bengals. Again, just murdering the Steelers. What has happened to the... This is a question. And maybe some of you guys in chat can fucking help me here. What is I love how ELS is just arbitrarily making this shit up. I love it. What's going on with the fucking Steelers defense? Like this, the whole thing with the Steelers defense was that this was supposed to be what, like they were the good. They were the part of the Steelers that were going to be, they were going to win them games even if the offense wasn't great. And instead, here we go. The Bengals get a gain all the way up to the Steelers' 43-yard line. $25-yard gain. Unbelievable. What is going on? I thought this Steelers defense was supposed to be like the thing. And so far, the Steelers defense has been, in my mind, very disappointing this season. So has the Broncos defense, which was supposed to be fantastic. Like, I don't understand what is going on here. That pass looks like that was tipped, and that's going to fall incomplete. The Steelers are trying to say that it was theirs, that they got it. It was a fumble. That is clearly not the case. Hamster says, so the Colts are the best team? Right now? I mean, what else do we do? Like, who else would you put at the top of the list? I think either the Colts or the Buccaneers, I think, are the two best that you'd put up there, Hamster. ELS is starting to remind me a little bit of Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where it's like, you know, the points don't matter. You know, like, Chase gets the reception here on 2nd and 10. It's going to be 3rd down. And where are they going to mark that? That's right. Was it the fact that they just got paid too much? Like, or did they get, like, all of a sudden, did the money make TJ Watt not that good? Did it make Cam Hayward not that good? Like, it doesn't seem like, I don't get it. I don't get it. 3rd and 5, by the way, coming up here for the Bengals from the Pittsburgh 38-yard line. Pittsburgh trying to desperately get a stop, and that's not going to happen here because Chase is going to get it and bring it all the way down to the 23-yard line. Jesus fucking Christ. Crafty says the Jerry Jones, I guess maybe, like, on paper, they should be great. And honestly, the Steelers defense for the last 5 games last year did not look great. And now it's carried over into this year. But, like, nothing's changed from then to now. Like, I don't understand. And again, Brown was just carving through this defense. Again, a gain of 6 or 7 on that one. 6, 7. Brown is now over 100 yards. 106 yards on the night. 10 carries for $106. Crafty says the points don't matter, just like English royalty. Yeah, but they got cool costumes. Like, I love the crowns and the fucking robes and shit and the scepters. I love that shit. Has nothing to do with my last name being King. Kind of does a little bit. It's kind of cool. I'd love a cool fucking crown, man. Come on. All the jewels and shit. Nice purple robe. Have a scepter. Ah, peasants. Hear thee as I decree. By the way, we got a flag here. Yeah, chokehold. Yeah, that'll get you. They'll get you for that every time. So that makes it a 2nd and 13 after that penalty. Chase drops the ball. Some of the Bengals thought it might have been a fumble, but it wasn't. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 13. Flacco Having that look on his face like, oh my God, you shot it in my eye. Third and 13. What is this stream? What are we even doing? 3rd and 13, Flacco, deep ball. We got a little hand check and a little hand fighting. Will there be a flag? No, the officials leave the flags in their pocket for once. 4th and 13, the Steelers get a stop. That was questionable. They've been calling these plays all night. Now to not call it seems odd. Yeah, he put that was a flag the rest of the night. Why is that not a flag now? This is the thing that drives me crazy with the officials. If you're going to call that the rest of the night, then call it here. If you're going to let the boys play, then let them play, but do that the whole night. Don't call something a pass interference earlier in the game and then have something similar happen and not call it later in the game. That's fucking dumb. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is good. And now it is a 6-point lead, 30-24. The Bengals lead the Steelers, 6:58 remaining in the fourth quarter. Palomalo's awesome. I still love Palomalo. That dude was a fucking monster. ELS says, my therapy is yelling at the trees. Hamster says, my therapy is smoking trees. To each their own. Ow, I punched the mic again. God damn it. My therapy is eating trees. And drinking Jägermeister. Lloyd says, King, this chat is Yes, this chat is full of degenerates. And I love you guys. I really do. I love every single one of you. Together, collectively, we're probably all the reason why we're not recommended anywhere and why our view count is at like 24 per stream that we do here. That's probably part of the reason why. But yeah, there we go. Question 14. What year was the first NFL draft held? I think that was 32, 33, 32, 33, 32, 33, 32, 33, 32, 33. Probably neither one of those. 33. I'll say 33 because everything happened in 33, I say. But that's it. Lloyd, do you accept me? No. But do you accept the Lord Jesus Christ into your heart, into your soul? Es nombre Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Yes, Hamster, I do. I blame you. It's all your fault, Hamster. How dare you? 36. I was just 3 years off. The Bengals are shooting fire out of their stadium. Either that or Hamster's mom is just blowing gas. Not quite sure. Steelers going to return that all the way up to the 39-yard line. Williams with the return, and they're going to have great field position to start on this drive with 6:52 remaining. Yeah, ELS, you have, because you don't curse on your channel. You have a very interesting channel of an interesting subject, and you don't curse, and you have a very informative channel. My channel is full of me cursing about football and saying degenerate things into a microphone. YouTube doesn't like that. They want me to be more like Tom Grassi when I'm kind of more like Scotty Farrell, so. Jig it up. We've got a pitch here to Warren. Good for about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 upcoming. Can the Steelers pull victory out of the jaws of defeat because their defense can't do shit? Who would have thought I'd say before the season? Who would have said that? I would have said, boy, the offense is really the worry, and the defense is what's going to carry this team. Instead, right now, it's Aaron Rodgers having to come to the rescue here to try to save this game. It's going to be another toss here to Warren, and that's going to be another 3-ish yards. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Bengals fans trying to get loud, full of Skyline Chili and Fots. Going over the middle, incomplete. No flag, 4th and 4. The Steelers are going to have to punt. And if the Bengals score on this drive, that's going to be game. So all of a sudden, the Steelers had a chance to go down the field and maybe take a 1-point lead in this game. Instead, they're going to have to punt on 4th and 4. Why is this so high? And that's going to be down at the 10-yard line, and that's where the Bengals will go ahead and take possession. They have a chance right now with 5:16 left. They could be a couple of clock suckers, get it down there. If they get a field goal, that makes it a 2-possession game. Getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but the Bengals really hold all the cards now. They can really run this game out and win this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, currently with a 6-point lead, 30-24. Like I said, with 5:16 left in the game. Lloyd, if you have that many accounts, help a brother out. What are you doing? If Hassan fucking Piker can have a bunch of bot accounts, why can't you help a brother out? Come on. I don't shock a dog. I'm not abusing a fucking dog here. You know what I mean? Pecan says Taylor Swift's therapy is yeah, yes, it is, apparently. Taylor finally getting it good. Taylor got fucked so good, everybody thinks she's a fucking Nazi now. She's MAGA. She wants to have babies and live in a totally white neighborhood. She's a Nazi MAGA person. It's like she wants to be a trad wife. Dude, like the internet, some of the Swifties out there have lost their fucking minds. Funny. It's funny as shit. Sometimes the master of disguise goes away. Sometimes he doesn't go away. That's when the screaming starts. You see those eyes, lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes. Question 15. Which team has picked number 1 overall, a league high, 4 times in the past 25 years? I will say that's a tough one. The Pottsville Maroons. Which one, Lloyd? Because you said, am I turtley enough for the Turtle Club? Views get you money. Oh, like, yeah, views do get me money. I like money. That's the whole point of doing this, is I want to try to turn this into a job. Flacco! Almost caught by Chase. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Brown seems like a good answer. Lions could be a good answer. Jaguars could be a good answer as well. Panthers could be a good answer. I'll say Panthers. I'll go Panthers. It could be probably Browns, but I'll say Panthers. Flacco showing off the wheels and gets the first down. Look at the old man go. He's going to need Ben Gay after this fucking. After that, he's going to be sore. Hey, look at a Boomer Esiason jersey in the crowd. Holy shit. Look at that. Was that a dude or a girl? It was the Browns. That seems right, yeah. I was just trying to be different for different sakes. So now with a fresh set of downs due to Joe's legs, that pass is up and incomplete. It was intercepted, but out of bounds. 2nd and 10, 4:21. Ooh, just 1 second off, hamster. We could have had the best clock stoppage right there. 20 yards total ELS? Jeez. Well, it is a whiteout, so there's just a bunch of the whitest Skyline Chili eating fucking Cincinnati/Kentucky people you ever see in your life. Cincinnati, basically just northern Kentucky. Oh, Flacco is going to go down as he gets sacked. Oh, no.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Hila says, I don't recommend that. If you were in the chat, you would know what he was talking about. I'm not repeating half the shit that's in this chat. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. I had done it. I don't want to do it anymore. YouTube probably hates me because I repeat half the shit that goes on in this chat. So if you want to know what's going on in the chat, you got to come and join the chat and join the community here. 4th down as the Steelers do hold. After that sack, it was 3rd and 18. And it's going to be 4th and long here for the Bengals. They are going to have to punt the ball away here. Jesus Christ, Lloyd. Now you know why I don't repeat what's in the chat. See, Hamster, always trust your gut. Hamster says, I'm going to fucking scream on DraftKings. They had a special for either quarterback to rush for 10 yards. It was plus 600, and I almost bet it. You should have bet it. You could have been going to Sizzler tonight. You could have been eating good in the neighborhood down at Applebee's. Steelers get the ball, and they're going to return it up to about the 42-yard line. And that's where they will start on this drive trying to get something going. They are down 6 points. They have to get a touchdown to tie it, an extra point to take the lead. First and 10 from the 44, actually, is where they marked it off. What a game this has been, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I can name all 10 ELS. Rodgers on 1st and 10. Runs, throws through the hands of Washington. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Packers, Jets, Chiefs, Colts, Cowboys, Dolphins, Steelers, Steelers, Raiders, Cowboys, Steelers, Raiders, Redskins, Raiders. Like I'm already going through. Like I'm already at 19 there. You know what I mean? Like I've ran through most of the Super. I have most of the Super Bowls memorized there. We got a flag holding on the Steelers, and that's going to bring that back. So now instead of incomplete there or whatever it was going to be, it's now 2nd and 20. As we have 13 flags in the game now. Taylor Swift's favorite number. Yeah, I already went through the order. I did all that. Yeah, Packers, Jets, Chiefs, Colts, Cowboys, Dolphins, Steelers. Yeah, I was already there. Deep ball, caught! Fryermuth to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Steelers! 68-yard touchdown throw, catch, and run. And we have ourselves a tie game pending the extra point with 2:21 remaining. Oh, grab your grundles, ladies and gentlemen. We got a tight one here. The game and the grundle, depending on how old you are, I suppose. Holy shit, what a game. This has been fun. These Thursday night games have been fucking great. Have I mentioned that, by the way? These Thursday night games have been absolutely amazing. Kick is up. It is good. The Steelers with a 1-point lead. 31-30. Woo! Coming back from 10 points down, have the Pittsburgh Steelers to take a 1-point lead over the Cincinnati Snow Kitties. Grundles, not grumbles. Your taint area. That's your grundle. Between your balls and your asshole. The taint. The perineum. Have to be medically terminology here with you, hamster, to talk like the smart people do. Them Yankees talk with their smart languages up there. They talk about the perineum. ELS says, let's give some appreciation to the NFL for some awesome Thursday night football games. I was going to say, but here's the thing. Going into these games, like last week, people thought it was going to be a blowout for the Eagles. People going into this game thought it was going to be a blowout for the Steelers. I'm not giving the Gooch. Yes, the Gooch is another name for it as well. I'm not giving, I wouldn't give credit to the NFL for the matchup. I give credit for the teams for fucking showing up. They're showing up, they're showing out, and they're playing their ass off. All these teams are, except the Eagles. They got their asses blown out last week, which is fucking fun. Bengals get that kickoff return up to the 30. And that's where they're going to start now as they try to get at least in the field goal range where they can go ahead and take a 2-point lead if they can do that. And maybe we'll see if they can milk the clock at all. 2:15 remaining. The Bengals with the ball at the 30, and the officials are going to take a timeout, an officials timeout here. What are we looking at? I don't know what that was for, but okay. Now we're back. Now we're back here. 1st and 10. Throw to the sideline, caught by Chase, and he's going to fight for some extra yardage there. Gain of about, I want to say like 15 or so, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. I don't know why that that came to my mind as 2-minute warning. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody. That was a shame. I apologize. I'll never do that again. I promise. I promise so badly I will never do that again. ELS says, I got some bad news. Okay, bad news, Barrett. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. Lloyd says, King is definitely going to not associate with us for a week. Bullshit. I got to do streams. I got to do the Friday forecast tomorrow. We got games on Sunday. Toronto 8, Seattle 2. Uh-oh, yeah. The Toronto Bats woke up on that trip to Seattle, so it's about to be 2-2, which sucks. Because fuck Canada. I mean, fuck Seattle too, but fuck Canada. But yeah, we got Eagles Vikings at 1. We got Giants Broncos at 4. We got Falcons Niners at 8, and then we got Monday night. We're doing the Buccaneers and Lions. So I can't not associate with you guys for a week. You guys are. I'm here. You guys are here. You guys are the ones that come here and watch me. So I'm associating with you. I'm just not going to read the chat out loud anymore. But Hamster says, do the morning game on Sunday. Fuck no. I'm done doing the morning games. I did the morning game, though. The first one in Ireland, that was cool and whatever. And listen, the morning game might be good. It was good. 2 weeks ago was good. The Vikings-Brown game was better than it was thought to be. That Jets-Broncos one, not so much. And it's the Rams and who's playing? Rams Jaguars. That should be a good game. I'm not doing the 4 games in a day anymore. I'm not doing it. They do it way too much. Lloyd says I got to drive to Canada tomorrow. Huh. God bless them. Hopefully they'll let you back over the border. Personally, if I was running the border guard, I might not. I might have to think about it. Might have to pull you into that special room, talk to you for a little while, give you a little interrogation. Question 17, by the way. What team won the NFC South Division in 2011? Maybe that was the Falcons. No. Maybe. No. Maybe. Because didn't they had Cam by that point, didn't they? I'll say Panthers. Why not? Flacco looks, throws, gets Chase, who's wide open. Jesus Christ. And he is thrown out of bounds. It's going to be a first down, but the clock stops. I think the Bengals are looking to milk. They're trying to be clock suckers here, trying to get as much time off the clock as possible so that if they kick a field goal, they'll do it with no time left and the Steelers can't go back down the field. Hamster says 4 games in a day isn't a lot. When you have to talk the entire time, it's a lot. It is a lot, Hamster. If it's not a lot, you do it. I've been telling you to start your own YouTube channel and do the betting shit for it. Why not? Go ahead, do it. Oh, it was the Saints. I forgot the Saints were good. Remember, it's not that long ago that the Saints were like the powerhouse of the South with Drew Brees and everybody they had there and Sean Payton. Just thinking back, like, McPherson. Warming up on the sidelines there, hoping for a chance to be the hero for the day and get laid by every 2 and 3 that currently lives in Cincinnati. Which, by the way, if you looked at their cheerleaders, oof. Bodies are fine. I guess the bodies are fine. But boy, there's a lot of face with those cheerleaders, man. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's Cincinnati. You know what I mean? It is what it is. King, look at yourself. You're not all that. I get it. I understand. You know, pot, kettle, all that kind of shit. But, oh, big floating pass, and it's caught by Higgins as he slides down at the 6. First and goal for the Bengals. Oh, my God. This Steelers defense can't stop a wet fart. What the fuck is going on? If you're a Steelers fan, what is going through your mind? What is going through your mind right now? Lloyd says they don't want a touchdown. They would have milked the clock. They would have milked the clock and kicked the field goal with no time left so that the Steelers can't go back down the field. That's why you don't – that's a smart play. Smart play. And the Steelers, by the way, they have been taking timeouts here, which I had missed because I was doing this. They now took their second timeout. They have one timeout remaining, but it's 1st and goal. So the Bengals are going to be able to milk this clock to where it's nothing. Exactly, Hamster. That's the Cincinnati cheerleaders. So it is what it is. Crafty says, "How you clench real hard." Flacco kneels down. And that's the Steelers' final timeout, by the way. So 1:37, 2nd and goal. The Bengals are just going to keep on kneeling on the ball now. ELS says, wow, the Steelers' defense looks like the Packers' D and the Cowboys' D. I was going to say, this is the limpest, floppiest D I've seen in a while. Why am I hearing Paul Feinbaum on my fucking... Hampshire said, I bet that, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true, too. Taking those knees goes against the rush, yeah. So now the Bengals take a timeout after they've taken as much time as they can off the clock. 53 seconds remaining. They're probably just going to kneel on it again and then take another full 40 off, take the final timeout, then kick the field goal. And get ready to do that. Wow. Final question, by the way, here from ELS. What team won the NFC West in 2013? That would have been Super Bowl 48. And that game that they had, the NFC Championship game, was in Seattle because that was the whole Legion of Boom. That was our introduction to the Legion of Boom there. And so, yeah, that had to be Seattle. That had to be Seattle. Lloyd says Seattle. Hamster said it did. It took it to 7 rush yards. Thank God you didn't bet it. Yeah, see, there you go. It's those are those bad beats, baby. Those bad beats will get you every time. So here we go. 11 seconds remaining. 4th and goal. Cincinnati takes their final timeout. The Bengals smiling, laughing on the side. Boy, if McPherson misses this kick, boy, what a punch in the dick it would be for the fucking Bengals. There's Joe Old and Joe Cool there. $11 seconds left. 4th and goal. Lined up, waiting for the snap. Snap. Hold. Kick is up. And it is good! And there is 7 seconds remaining. The Bengals lead 33-31. Can a miracle happen for the Steelers? I don't know. Hey, I didn't get in last place and I wasn't negative to this. That's fine. I'll take that as a win, ELS. Wow. Steelers fans, what is going through your mind right now? And again, this is another Thursday night game where I thought, okay, I got the pick right. Again, I'm a Giants fan, but I picked the Eagles last week because everything said, probably the Giants were not going to win that game. And this has happened so often on fucking Thursday nights. You pick the Thursday night game, and you're like, yeah, no, this seems like a pretty safe bet. And they're going to end up fucking losing it. Because who in their right mind would pick the fucking Bengals? Joe Flacco. I don't know. Was it Flacco or was it the fact that the fucking Steelers defense is just straight up fucking booty cheeks? I don't know. It's crazy. Hamster in the chat says craziness. It is. It's fucking Steelers kneel it down in their own end zone. That'll be a touchback. 7 seconds left. Did it go directly into the end zone? So it'll either be the 35 or the 20. ELS says, hey, Rodgers Hail Mary time. We've seen this story before. We have. I mean, it's not unheard of. So from the 35 with 7 seconds, I imagine they maybe do a short out here to try to get a little bit closer. If you could do a short little out towards the sideline, get out of bounds. They do. It's only a gain of 5 yards to the 40. 3 seconds left. This is going to be the last play of the game. Fucking believable. This is unbelievable. Oh, yeah. Steelers do have the ball, by the way. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 3 seconds remaining. 2nd and 5 from their own 40. Rodgers in shotgun. Takes the snap. It's an all streaks here. This is as mad as you can get as he fucking heaves it up. It is back in the end zone. Batted down. Incomplete. And the Cincinnati Bengals have defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 33-31 on Thursday Night Football. What the fuck is going on? Hamster says, I can't wait to watch Steelers fans postgame. I was going to say, if someone happens to be a fan of fucking urinating tree, I'm sure he's having a fun stream right now. Maybe he can blame this one on Danny Dimes too. I have no idea. But wow. The Bengals, 470 total yards tonight against this vaunted Steelers defense. Unbelievable. By the way, the Steelers themselves had 396, so it wasn't like the Bengals were fucking stopping anybody anyway. 27 first downs. 7 of 14 on third downs. 1 of 1 on fourth downs. 2 for 5 in the red zone. 34 minutes, almost a full 10 minutes more of time of possession. About 9 minutes plus more of possession for the Bengals over the Steelers. The Steelers defense could not stop a fucking cold. They couldn't stop a sneeze. Unbelievable. Joe Flacco is indeed the champion of the Icy Hot Bowl. He's going to need to sit in that fucking tub, especially after running for 11 yards there on that one first down and sliding into the fucking hard-ass turf. Lord knows he's going to be sitting in that ice bath for a while. But my God, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. What else can I say? The Bengals improve to 3-4. The Steelers drop to 4-2. And just when you here's the thing. This division is not out of reach for the fucking Ravens still. And here's the thing. If Joe Flacco and the Bengals can play like this against the other teams, they can still be in the hunt when Joe Burrow comes back, if he's able to come back later on in the year. So much shit. I will check it out, ELS. I will make sure to check it out. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what else to say about this one, except another Thursday night banger. We had another Thursday night banger and another Thursday night game that didn't go any way that people thought it was going to go. The Bengals, 33. The Steelers, 31. Strap in. I think we've got another one of these weeks coming, ladies and gentlemen. We have another one of these weeks. And I don't know where to go from here. I really don't. But thank you so much for joining us here on this particular stream of Stay Tuned Sports. Again, my name is King. It has been a pleasure to bring this Thursday night game to you folks. If you want to help us out as we're getting off the air, please hit that like button. Please hit that share button. Share the channel at least anyway. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so now. And if not, I certainly hope that we can earn your subscription in the future. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have our donation station link and our merch store link down in the description below. That helps us out tremendously as well. And I thank you so much for all of your time, all of your effort, and for supporting the channel the way you do. Everybody in the chat who joined us and made the chat one of the most fun and spiciest chats we've had in a long time. Thank every single one of you guys. We love you so much. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the Stay Tuned Sports community. But until tomorrow for the Friday forecast, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening.